Do. Welcome everybody to the grand finals with Cloud9 HyperX up against the one and only survivors. Elo Fishers was defeated today by Bloodytech EU.
They were, and now we're going to see Bloodytech EU in the finals for their first time in the SWC qualifiers. So it's going to be good to see how this one goes on as we see Cloud9 facing off against them. Cloud9 looking very good this week. Maybe they'll be able to take back their #1 spot this week, Drybear, if they do manage to win this game.
Yeah, honestly, they'll be able to take it no matter what. C9 will be moving on into the first place slot today. Right now, TSM is at 310 seeding points, and C9 is at 270. So even if they get second place, earning 60 points themselves, TSM being eliminated before the semifinals means they're only going to get 10 points themselves. They'll be going up to 320. So even with 60, they'll go up to 330 total points, and will be taking first place regardless. So C9's feeling pretty happy with how they're doing so far, and the fact that TSM being eliminated means that they're guaranteed to get first place seed after this week, and TSM has something to answer going into the next week.
Now, with this shake-up to the Warrior changes, do you reckon this is having a big influence? Because it feels like it is. I mean, we saw in North America, the teams got shook up a little bit. And over on EU, it's happening the same way. Like, the teams that we normally see reaching the semi-final stages are not always consistently the same teams this week. So is it just going to be a one-off while these teams transition and work out what's going to be great going in, you know, with the Warriors? I mean, obviously, TSM this week did have a sub in mid lane. Lobster was not available. But, you know, other teams like i5 didn't come out on top so well either.
You know, one thing to think about as well is that we changed a lot of the itemization. Hunters now have a little bit safer itemization, a little bit quicker path to doing more damage early on rather than having to, do the Draining Blade, the Heartseeker stack, that kind of thing. And so now they have a little bit more safety and a more solid build when they start joining in on the mid-game team fights. Not only that, but with Warriors being nerfed and Assassins taking a small increase in certain areas and a loss in others means that mages are that much more potent. And we're going to see, even in the last match, I mean, a majority of the characters picked and banned were all mages, and so just the main priority for a lot of these teams, and we're going to see how these things kind of turn out in the pick stage. This is the first round of the best of 3 between C9 and Bloodytech here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the grand finals. The bans is going to be pretty interesting here. Hercules did not get favored at all in the last match, and so now we're going to see how they favor it as far as C9 and Bloodytech goes. Junkway, the first ban out, more towards Vexes.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, Fexes did play it early on in the tournament, had a good tournament with it so far. So Cloud9, a bit of respect there. Obviously, they don't want to deal with it. But as we saw, Cloud9's Sayo has such a great god pool that he's able to go very deep if they want to ban it out. 9 mages were picked or banned last game. So it shows how decent and mages are in the rotations right now. And Scylla is going to be the ban from Bloodytech. They do not want to see Sayo playing that.
Scylla goes away, nothing really too surprising. This character is absolutely dominant. High amount of damage, high amount of control, and very, very late game potential coming out from Scylla. I mean, that's really the biggest thing about it is that, she's hard to shut down early, and once she gets to mid and late, she is just an absolute destructive force. Now the bans are coming out here. Next one's going to be C9. Well, they want to ban out. Ra is a potential opportunity. Poseidon, we know that. Hercules as well. Okay, so Poseidon's going to be banned out here more towards Vexes, I guess. Agni is also a definite possibility for Vexes. With Scylla being gone, I'm surprised because Vexes was doing so well with Scylla. Now he's been banning it out on his side more often than not. The last ban has got to be, Hercules, Humbot, something along those lines. Aphrodite also consideration. But with those 3 characters being said, one of those will be banned, and the other 2 are available for C9 to pick.
Exactly, so it's going to be interesting what Bloodytech choose to do here, because if Bloodytech choose wisely, they could get 2 picks for themselves and just leave them with the 1 available thing for Cloud9, and immediately it's going to be a Hercules ban. That's not a Kumbhakarna ban, that's actually a Hercules ban on your screen there, just so you guys know at home. It was a bit of a technical error. Drybear, please fix it. Stop pushing the wrong buttons. For God's sakes. There we go. Yeah, I know that feeling, that's for sure. But Hercules banned away, and immediately Cloud9 opted for Kumbhakarna, leaving Humbats available, and that gets locked in by Bloodytech straight away, Dry.
And they're going to get Ra as well, so nothing really too surprising there. So Ra and Humbats, very, very strong characters, very stable, very reliable. They're going to pick those up. Kumbhakarna, and honestly, no surprise. Kumbhakarna has been a driving force for every single team, every match we've watched today. He's been doing so amazingly well They're going to be Thor locked in here. This is not a Kali pick. This is going to be something different. This is just NQ teasing DM
It's
if you're
gonna
not
be
against all the
Artemis.
Kali fans. It's
Fat
not going to be
fingers!
Kali.
Try bear, fat fingers getting fixed.
Sorry.
Come on!
It's
twice now.
tech.
I got excited.
It's very strong tech. I can do it in the air. I just beep. I just beep and do it. Artemis locked in here though. This is gonna be for Young Bae, and given the fact that Young Bae did 1,000 less than the AOE damage Al Guang last game as Artemis, there's literally no reason not to give him Artemis again.
Not at all. Artemis is really strong in the current meta as well, especially with the change to Malice as well. A lot of people, we haven't really touched on it just yet, but Malice, along with Artemis, will play into her strengths for sure, due to the fact that she gets.
Well, she didn't even get it last game.
Well. No, she didn't manage to get to it. She got the Deathbringer, but I believe the next time probably would have been in that situation, the Malice, and that would have just skyrocketed the damage if required. So Sobek being locked in, Anubis being banned away by Cloud9 for Bloodytech here, so they don't want to go up against it, forcing the ban against Cloud9. Interesting.
Right, and it looks like Moex, they're going to ban out on her here to prevent him from picking that up. Anubis gone away. I don't. So there's a couple things that I don't understand here about Bloodytech. First is the Sobek. Now Sobek can be useful, but with Geb on the table, a little bit more effective, more initiation, more counter, and Sun Wukong still. I mean, Sun Wukong still very effective in a lot of ways. Didn't really take that big of a hit. Agni was, it's an easy choice for Fex as he loves that character.
Agni.
So that's there. But now that Anubis is gone, what low tier god is he going to go for next? Is the question. Maybe an Arachne. Where he could go for a Hades.
Arachne, sorry, I was like, yeah, driver, yeah, I agree. Wait, he said Arachne?
So Hell is being hovered on here, Kali being hovered on. I don't think Kali is going to be selected here. A lot of choices available here. I imagine Hell would be the choice here. We do know NQ likes playing as Hell overall.
Habwa's still available.
So that's going to be something they might even lock in. Let's see, Habwa, a good choice as well. And Isis for Sayo, that's going to be the lock in. There it is. So Isis and Habwa both locked in. Last choice has to be a Hunter here. Neith's a great choice.
It is a great choice overall in that lane setup that they're going to have. I mean, the damage from Cloud9's team, though, looks absolutely disgusting, especially with that epic couple from Kumbhakarna coming into play. It's going to be able to set up a really nasty chain that we keep seeing time and time again. Meanwhile, though, Bloodytech, they've got a great team fighting team and good AoE damage.
So let's see, Neith, an ultimate coming through. Humbot's ultimate, big pickups there. Agni's going to be pretty safe in the lane, especially against an Isis. Agni-Isis is actually a pretty even matchup across the board. They both do very well at that. Agni actually usually outpushes Isis if he can get a good start. We know that Fexus loves playing Agni. He's going to get a good start, but it is Sayo's Isis, so nothing really to shake a stick at here. Artemis getting played by Young Bae, Half Devil on Kumbhakarna in the long lane. Strong showing there. And honestly, Sobek Neith, not as strong. Artemis, Kumbhakarna, I would give them the advantage in that situation. Now, Sobek can be very effective. He needs to be very aggressive to win the laning phase. Sobek is a powerful laner, and he needs to be aggressive enough. But the problem is, Young Bae is going to play safe, and Kumbhakarna has the passive plus the yawn. And so it's really hard for an aggressive character. I mean, the way Sobek wins the lane is by being so aggressive that he's able to leave because he's got so many kills. Because Sobek's transition into mid game is not very strong. He doesn't have the contribution. His ultimate takes a while to wind up. The damage can be, honestly, very easily mitigated with how highly mobile characters are nowadays. And honestly, once he throws the pick, the knockup is not enough. I mean, Sobek doesn't bring enough to the table. He's not a more modern Guardian that you're going to see nowadays, but he is still picked and has his merit. So we'll see if Rezi can make it work this time around. He did have Kumbhakarna last time. He's not going to get it this time around. And so the way his picking stage went, it's very interesting.
I'm still surprised there's no Aphrodite pickup at all. Like in this game, not banned, not picked all the way through. She's been very low priority if picked in this tournament so far. I'm really surprised by that. She has been banned a few times, and when picked, she's been almost last pick for the teams. So strange to see Aphrodite starting to fall out of favor in the current meta, especially when sustain is such a big thing in this. But teams are choosing to opt for different options, and NQ is going to be on that hub war, which I think is starting to come back into rotation in the solo lane with those warrior changes.
Honestly, Uul not picked or banned either. He
again,
looked at this whole day.
That's kind of crazy.
A lot of shakeups in the way the meta is running. The gods being picked here. So this is going to be your final lineup for your game today, ladies and gentlemen. We know the I5 game went so poorly for them because Habwa was given too many kills early on, and we know NQ runs a very aggressive solo lane. So all eyes on NQ today. He's not going to be a Doge. He's going to be a splash of water. We're going to see what he can do today. Stick around for game 1 of the grand finals, best of 3 taking place right here, right now. We'll see you soon. Hey. Howdy everyone and welcome back to game one of the grand finals. You're watching Cloud9 HyperX up against Bloodytech EU. And this best of three series is the start. This is the beginning. This is the coalescence of this best of three grand finals series here. This is going to be the start. We're going to cover who's playing what, where they're going for what team, the bottom side of the map, the green grass defenders of the Titans order, the growing team here. C9 is going to be Youngbei on Artemis on the left side of your screen, defended by his Guardian player Half Devil on Goomba Karna, NQ on Habua. So touch the jungle with Thor and Isis played by Sayo, but there gets some regression.
Yeah, Bloodytech looking for an opportunity. They're going to be playing out the top side of the map, right side of your spectator UI. It's going to be Frezzy on Sobek. Fex says he's going to be playing Agony in the middle lane. Formodex is going to be playing Ra in the solo lane, Dover in the jungle on Humbats, and finally, Moex is going to be playing Neath as the AD carry. Raise your Bloodytechs, raise your Cloud9s in chat. Let us know who you want to win this one. Bloodytech or Cloud9, get them into hashtag SWC. This is best of three, guys. It's all on the line.
It is all on the line indeed, and honestly, right now, C9 is guaranteed to get first place seeding spot here against TSM, regardless of what happens, but Worth is fighting for more seeding points than they ever could possibly imagine. Honestly, the separation between the two first and second place is actually quite large, given the fact that, you know, each team is at 300, around 300, 200 to 300 seeding points, and the fact that the difference between first and second is 40. That's over 10% of the overall seeding total that they've gained over 4 weeks, and so there's a big gap there. Mid lane Sal's going to push up here with the Wingus. The path lanes comes out from Fexaz. That's going to clear the way pretty handily as the Spirit Ball comes on out. Left side, no aggression just yet, but again, Sobek's main claim to fame is his aggression. I'm going to like to see Frezzy get a little aggressive here.
Yeah, I hope to see him do so as well. But you said all the way through the picks and ban stage he needs to be. But pushing to the tower is one thing they need to do. The other thing that Frezzy can do is be on the back foot at the start of the game and flip people into tower for the aggression damage there. But for the time being, Frezzy and Moex, they've had a good run in the tournament so far. We saw them earlier today as well, Drybear do very well. So let's see if this can continue onwards going into this one, as Frezzy's looking for every opportunity he can, hopefully.
Conducive jungler this time around with Hoon bots over Thanatos last time. Thanatos didn't really make a big splash the way that you want a Thanatos to start out the game, so Dover going to be a little more efficient and effective in the mid and late stages of the game with a character like Hoon bots who scales much better. Mid lane is under pressure here as they see Thor kind of rotating over, look for opportunity to jump in, maybe getting some damage on top of that. Mid camps are yet to spawn. Suntouch on his way over to engage on the left side of the map.
This is
Suntouch
nice
coming through here. Neath is pushing up. Mighty on charge prey. Could have set them off right.
Could be a mistake.
There. Half Devil does have the pass with Thor jumping up the backside. Now look for the damage on Moex. There goes the burst damage at the top. The range mains are doing huge numbers here. There goes the hand of the gods. Backflip away. Spirit Arrow might be enough to get. Gets the AoE root. 2 shots will do it, but Youngbei jumps up to block this one away. Half Devil is about to passive yet. Dash from Frezzy. There goes the volley, finishing him off on the right side of the map. Humbas jumping in. Needs a second mark. Overhand smash coming through here. 1 shot. There goes the kill. Dover takes him out. The trap is on the ground, but it's not inside of tower range. So Dover survives there. Trading Sobek for Artemis. That's a Bloodytech win.
Oh, Bloodytech win big. I know the First Blood gold did go over to Cloud9 there, but with Artemis being dead, it's going to give an opportunity for Neath overall. Although Neath did push the tower, so some minions denied for Artemis there in that lane. And we can see Dover going aggressive in the jungle. He's going to get caught out by the Yawn and the Spirit Ball, which connected together. He's got no mana. Will he have enough to be able to jump away? We'll find out as the belly flop comes out. One of my favourite moves when fighting comes into play there from Half Devil, and Sayo picks up that kill.
Huge pickup there, and great rotation. Dover getting very heavily punished, and he just he went a little bit too deep. He was trying to get greedy, and honestly, this is what happens when you get a good start like that. Getting a kill on Artemis was a big game, but throwing it away after that death, especially to Isis, who's now going to be able to control the mid lane a little bit more effectively, is going to make a big difference for him and his team. Looking at how things stand right now, we're going to see a slight lead for C9. 300 gold on top, of experiences in favor of Bloodytech, surprisingly enough. So this is turning out to be a fantastic match.
Oh, definitely anybody's game right here as it stands. Suntouch taking a lot of damage in mid lane as well. He's not level 5 yet, so he's taking a lot of burst damage. Fexez doing great work in that mid lane once again.
Charge Parade looking for it, using that throwback to dash away with that belly bump. Thor in the backside doing the harpies here. Dropping quite low, gonna have to head home after this one, I would imagine. There's nothing left for him to farm. He's gonna clear these out and head on home. Looks like he's getting pretty close to finishing off his boots here. 700 gold, actually can't get the next level on it, but will be able to do a lot with it. Now we're going to see in the mid lane, Sile pushing up here, up against that. Welcome back, everybody. NQ in trouble on the right side of the map.
Gold Weaver.
Humbot's ultimate up. There goes the Fear No Evil. Damage from the Siri Pain gets the kill, preventing NQ from turning back around on Dover. Bloodytech combos, and right there you can see why Neath is so powerful overall. I mean, he just definitely has that presence from across the map. Charge spray on half double left side, has no ultimate dash away. Does have the throwback though. There goes level 5, going to pick up his ultimate if he needs it. The epic uppercut is available, and now they're going to back up. But Sobek getting that aggression that we want him to see and hitting home.
Yeah, starting to try and put the pressure on where he can. Meanwhile, Fex says he's pushing so hard in mid lane. We saw Sayo back. Will he be back in time to pick up this mid wave? No, he won't. So Suntouch going to rotate in here as well. Fex is going to lazy back and probably catch Suntouch here. Got to be careful though. Suntouch is kind of low. He only gets hit by the stun. He's dropped below half health. There's one more. If he had one available, he would have gone down. But nope, going to survive for the time being. But that's going to force Suntouch to recall.
He's recalling in D. Youngbay backing off towards the tower here. Isis in the mid lane trying to clear this out. Fexes and Sayo pretty evenly matched. 3,200 gold on Isis. Across the way, Agni is going to be sitting at 3,400. So a little bit more there on Fexes clearing the way a little more efficiently. And honestly, Sayo's being pushed back. And this is exactly what we talked about in the picking stage, New Man, is the fact that, you know, at a certain point, Agni starts to clear the wave a lot faster than Isis does when the ultimate starts coming about. And given the fact that Rain Fire doesn't cost any mana, it's very efficient.
Yeah, I mean, take that into account, especially with, you know, with Sion's a very good player of Isis, though, so he should be able to keep up with the rotations coming out of Fexes if he looks to do so. Otherwise, these two will just keep going backwards and forwards on the trading syndicate as the wards come out from both these teams. Try to cover the left-hand side of the jungle of rotations from junglers and these wards being available. Our mid-harpy's not up for a few more seconds yet, so the lane's going to continue, but NQ not had the easiest start to this game with that three-man gank, obviously taking into account that Neath Whirlweaver that came out.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, it was a tough start for him right off the bat. Habwa, definitely a strong character through and through, though. And with the passive scaling from his, abilities, he's able to get a lot of damage, even though he's down for the count. I mean, the boot's not completed just yet. Has tier 2 boots. Purification beats 3, though. He knows he's going to have Humbot's ultimates and Neath ultimates coming his way and needs to have that cooldown. That's also great for Habwa because he'll have the CD reduction. Oh, look at this damage coming out. Can Thorman hit the ultimate? Not going to be able to hit it. NQ avoids that one there. Not really looking for the predictive shot. Hoping he would dodge straight away. Left side, Humbot's looking for Artemis. Going to find it. There goes the damage. Purification beats Neath ultimate appears. There goes the board as well to slow him down. The trap gets avoided. Overhead smash. Monkey misses. Can't get that shot there.
He did miss, and that was very important in the grand scheme of it. Otherwise, we would have seen Youngbay drop again in this lane.
Or use the ultimate as well.
Yeah, he did force the ultimate as well. Mid camps are up, and we can see Frezzy using his ultimate to get in and contest these camps in the middle lane, slowing them all down. Who's actually going to take that? I'm not sure. As Fexes goes aggressive, he's kind of low though. Gets epic uppercut into the sky and lands immediately. Uses the escape, but Sayo's there, cleans up the kill. Half Devil still surviving, ticking away on damage. Is it going to be enough? Nope. The tick runs out, and Cloud9 come out on top again. But Bloodytech are actually putting up a really good fight here.
Absolutely did. And honestly, that was a great reaction by Fexes, dashing as soon as he landed the ground. And if he was facing a different direction, he may have survived there. But the first direction he lit, when he had it, knowing that Thor was waiting for him when he hit the ground, tried to just dash. And then crushing wave right side, doing damage here. There's a little, the Purification beats for a double shot. There he goes. And that's why you pick up Purification beats 3 on Humbots. He doesn't have to defend himself. Dover is here. He does not have an ultimate. Has a monkey, though. No blink in, no retreat. No engagement there from him. He's going to back off, but Purification beats 3 on Habwa. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, plus obviously his 2, I'm just going to confirm the name here, is the Atlas of the Yellow River coming out, which will obviously slow down Hunbats there. Why do you make the ability names so long, Drybear? Like, some of them are ridiculous. Atlas of the Yellow River.
Look, he rolls out a scroll and it's full of water.
He's so from the Yellow River. Tongue-twisty. Imagine trying to say that in a team fight.
Well, what do you
Alice of the Yellow River. I can't do that. Alice of the Yellow River. It's
got to sound good, right? You can't just call it wet paper.
Can we call? Oh, please let's just call it wet paper. That sounds so good. I'm
name.
calling that from now on. Wet paper goes out, slowing the whole team. We all know the effect wet paper can have.
Wet paper and squirt gun.
When you try and run on it.
Okay, all right. Mid lane Sayo in trouble here. Dover looking for the stun. Not going to find it there from Fexes. That's going to be forced out completely. Now on the right side, it looks like Habwa is throwing out that wet paper on the ground and now rotating back to the side. Roz pushing this up, but a big rotation. Fexes going to the left side of the map. Pushing this up here. Kumakar going to get the Mighty Yam, but not going to land it as Frezzy dashes away. Look at the numbers. We're going to see a slight gold lead for C9 and a pretty big experience lead here for Bloodytech to start as Nathan gets initiated on.
Oh, Mox could be in a bit of trouble. Has to use the beads there very, very late. And the sprint popped as well, just from that one groggy strike coming out from Half Devil. So a big win on that side for Cloud9. Expect to see Suntouch try and head over there soon, but for the time being, he's in the Fire Giant bit, being looked at by Frezzy at the moment, who's just keeping an eye on where he was going to go, see if he's going to enter the fray into that solo lane, which has been quite backwards and forwards, but mid lane, Spirit Ball goes out, doesn't connect, as the sprint is used from Fexes to back out for the time being. 4-2 in favor of kills, in favor of Cloud9. Meanwhile, gold and experience kind of even.
Yeah, that's exactly right, but about to change possibly as they rotate over to the left side looking for initiation. Presley not going to find it is, of course, both Young Bay and Half Devil getting out of dodge completely. Mid lane, we're going to see Isis pushing up against Vexez. Sayo doing a great job of controlling this lane. This left side camp will be spawning soon here. The mid camp's worth 90 gold, a lot of experience as well, 140 on that mark. So definitely a big gain for them if they can continually pick it up, and jungles often do. Presley's already in the area. Vexez is here. Half Devil's around as well, but he doesn't want to go in just yet. Oh, we have a fight going on the right side as well. Looking for Hoombots. There goes Wet Paper on the ground. The yellow Wet Paper, I should say.
Good jump over
river,
the Wet Paper there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want
Very
to
important.
Yellow wet Paper.
You get caught in yellow Wet Paper, it could always be an issue for you because you don't know exactly what that yellow is on the Wet Paper.
It's mustard.
Mustard Wet Paper, we're confirmed here. Meanwhile, mid lane, Suntouch goes aggressive, gets a nice wall off to stop them from getting out. Vexes is hitting the wall going, why can't I walk backwards? He can now, but going to be fine. Half Devil though, caught out. Epic uppercut comes out, Spirit Ball as well. And in the meantime,
oh, good block. Thor's up in the air though.
Yes, Sayo did a good job. He is in the air. What's he going to come down? Is he going to choose to? You can see Vexes just sat there waiting for him to come down to stun him. So a disengage overall. Nobody dies once again.
Oh, good engagement. Good defensive play by Bloodytech in the mid lane as well. Surprisingly, FC9 couldn't clench that one down. Thor a little bit late on the ultimate activation. Couldn't get that in time, so no real damage coming out from him. Stun on Fexes, silence. There goes the vet. Dash away, keeping himself alive. Ice ultimate a little late on that one as well, so really couldn't get the combo off in time. Right side, Haba just poking this Raw down. The burst is just countering these heavy healing solo laners very well. And NQ now 1-1-0 against Thormod, who was a lot, higher in the early stage of the laning phase. He was able to get the gold lead, got the kill on him, played very well. And honestly, now with the burst damage the Hub was able to pick up here, it's difficult for him to keep up.
Exactly, that early pressure that they put onto NQ was really wise, and it allowed Thormod to be, able to push out that lane and put the pressure on. But now NQ's starting to come back into it. He's got those beads 3 as we discussed earlier. Now the most gold on his team as well, and he's gone back and picked up the golden sash. So starting to look for those more damaging and tanky properties.
Pushing back here. We're going to see the right tower taking some damage here from Thormod, using the ultimate to clear down and head on home. Very smart usage there, making sure the wave is cleared before he goes back. So I'm taking some damage in the mid lane. 2 bombs used, both of them missing, unfortunately enough, but will clear the wave and keep the engagement off. Path of Flames used immediately. Vexez just hits him with a flame wave and then disappears into the distance. Very smart and careful play there. Look at the charts. It's still very even, Hindu. 200 gold in favor of C9, but 1,400 experience in favor of Bloodytech, which on thresholds can make a big difference. Yeah,
he really can, and Bloodytech hopefully can start putting that to some use. The difference is Half Devil is only level 8. Clueless Frezzy sat at level 10 on that Sobek. So even though he's playing Sobek, he's doing a great job of these rotations and transitions to make sure he gets the experience where he can. So I like how Frezzy is actually playing this Sobek at the moment. He's not been as aggressive as we hoped. I just hope he can start looking for a few more flips as this game continues.
Hubwall pushing to the right side of the map. There goes a pause coming out from Young Bay. Looks like we might have a small issue on the side of C9 as they get that sorted out. But looking at the map as it stands right now, the mid camps have been a little bit slow though. So as they clear that out, the Gold Fury is pretty well covered on top of that. But this just coming in from the other side of the bracket, bronze match coming through here. It's going to be a win for Worth Gaming in the bronze match there on the bottom side. So Worth will take 3rd place up against Elo Fishers. It was a 10-minute surrender with a 9-0 jungle Hercules. There's a reason he's banned, folks.
Hercules. Well, he is banned, but then sometimes he's not even picked. So that's EU for you. That's all I've got to say. EU is the crazy monster that is. It's just, you never know what they're going to pull out of the bag each week. One day we have an Anubis, the next day it's an Ares, We mix it up. I'm just waiting for the Arachne. That's all I want. Just an Arachne. One Arachne. Round it out for us, EU, please. The dream.
So we have a pause coming out here from C9, waiting for them to get back into the match. It's going to be a 4-2 start here. They have the goal, but they don't have the experience. Bloodytech is farming very, very efficiently to start here. But I think at the same time, Worth was able to pick that last match up against, the only. I'm blanking here on this one. It's going to be Elo Fishers. That's right. The 9th seed up against the 3rd seed going into this one. So Worth is going to get 40 points going into this. They're going to be bumping up as far as the total points go. They're going to be bumping up quite a lot, actually. 40 is a big gain for them. And honestly, it makes the seeding points that much more interesting, given the fact that it's so wide open. I mean, they're sitting at 227. That's going to put them at 267 total, whereas, C9 is going to be a lot higher. TSM is certainly going to be up there as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talked about this at the start of the season, that Cloud9 and TSM took a really big advantage in terms of lead, in terms of the points, due to the first couple of weeks. But as it's going on, it's not the short burst distances, it's the long distances that are very, very important. And over 12 weeks, a lot can happen in these games. And we see Cloud9 had a couple of bad weeks. And this week, there's something wrong with you. Are you burning?
I was burning.
Are you burning? Okay. Are you sure? Okay. Are you sure? Do I need to call the fire brigade?
No, it's okay.
Are you sure? Okay.
And we're back in a match here, guys, as we're all ready and set to go. Again, brief update, 4-2 is the stats that we're seeing on the screen right now. And now we're going to be pushing up here. We see the mid camps are being contested very heavily. And now they're going to be pushing this back here. Thor holding down the fort in the mid lane as the minion wave does push up. Right side, Hobble against Ra. Ra's going to rotate over, but it looks like NQ trying to capture him. But the minions are going to surprise him from behind. There goes the burst damage. Does he go for the ultimate? There goes the beads. Crushing wave misses. Now he's under tower. The slow.
Wet paper.
A miss there. There goes that wet paper. Keeps him a little bit with speed. Oh, the damage isn't enough. Searing Pain is down. Celestial Beam doesn't do enough, and they're going to be backing off empty-handed.
Yep, trades all around the part there for the time being. Back to the duo lane, both of them taking away the blue buffs for the time being, so in their own jungle. Experience still in favor of Bloodytech, as we said a little bit earlier on. But on paper, this is really, really close. I expected Cloud9 to be a bit further ahead by now, just because of experience, Drybear. But Bloodytech have really come out this week and done well. I mean, full credit to them.
See a kill going down here on the right side. Thormod being taken by Thor. Thor with the dunk down from above, able to take him out. So I'm sorry, just damage. That was a hammer. And honestly, that's really more on Thormod's side of things, where he just stayed around in the lane a little bit too long. And good pick by Suntouch, recognizing the fact that he's
Bloodytech.
Oh, they're looking for a 2-man Gold Fury. But here comes Goomba.
Devil's aware. They've got a ward in the area. Sio's around the corner as well. They've got no vision. Their Spirit Ball's actually not going to hit because the Yawn lands and the disengage comes out. It's a nice attempt from them, but the ward coverage was there. I like the idea of noticing the jungler was on that side of the map and looking to put pressure on the map. Unlucky for them, but Cloud9 come out in the lead with that pickup. Nicely done by Suntouch. That solo kill.
See mid lane being pushed up very heavily by Fexes, trying to put Sio in a corner here. Look at the gold difference between the two. Sio at 6850, whereas Fexes is at 6800. So looks like Sio has a little bit of a lead in gold, just a small bit, but they're all tied up here as the wave gets cleared out. The right lane, though, the solo lane, that's the plane to talk about. 7180 gold for Thormad, and then for NQ's at 7140. So a little bit of lead for Ra as well. So the mages across the board are all very evenly tied. The hunters, we're going to see Youngbay at 7300 across the way. Moax is at 6800, so a 400 gold difference between the hunters evenly.
For the time being, that's how it stands. Mid camp on the right hand side is about to spawn. Just come up on your screen. We'll see if we can see some contestation of that as Fexes rotates over immediately. The rest of Bloodytech are already here, and it looks like Cloud9 are just happy to give this one up for now. Left one will be spawning soon after, and with these three members of Bloodytech on the roam looking for them, we'll see what Sio can do as he throws out a Spirit Ball for the timing just to clear off a ward, it looked like.
Yeah, the war is going to go away there, and honestly, you can't really blame them too much. You want to make sure that is cleared out quickly. The vision can make or break the game, and that's why everyone contributes to it. I mean, look at the inventory right now for C9. 3 Sentry wards, 3 standard wards, making sure they have coverage all around the map, especially on objectives like the Gold Fury. Knowing that Bloodytech had previously tried a 2-man Gold Fury before, Thor's up in the air here, looking for the distance. Not going to find it, though. He looks like he's just in range to hit Ogni. Hard to tell from the distance there. Yeah, not going to go for it. There goes the Berserk Barrage. Looks like they're able to be wary of his initiation and go on out. And honestly, Thor Ultimate for a mid-camp, not the best, but it's always the thought that counts as far as, the opportunity to get initiation.
Exactly. And it brings the XP difference nearly enough back to even again. So that was kind of good for Cloud9 to make sure they secured that one, because it did look like Bloodytech really wanted that to keep their XP lead or try and extend it even further. But now they're looking for a rotation. 4 members all grouping around the Gold Fury here, possibly looking for the... No, they're just going to start. They saw Sio back. They're going to go for the opportunity here, Drybear. I think think this call is interesting, because if they get caught out of position, Half Devil could do work.
So that ultimate, Humbot's ultimate, forcing them away. Purification beats pop, looking for the steal away here. Bloodytech's gonna get the gold fury. Thor's gonna fall. Half Devil dropping low. Epic, I'm gonna do some damage here. Bring it right back to the ground. There's the board, there's the trap, there's the volley. Vexus gets away, but the trap gets the last hit with that damage over time effect. Transgressor's fate is a apropos name here, as Agni was transgressing on the fate of Youngbay, and he took him down.
So 1-for-1 in that matchup, but Gold Fury went to Bloodytech, so Bloodytech come out on top in my books, ahead on experience, ahead on gold right now. Bloodytech are really here to fight. This is like Whiff when they got to the finals for the first time as well.
Hop on the right side, pushing up against his tower, not being able to do a whole lot of damage. He's focusing more on the farm himself as he goes back over towards his jungle area. Buff camps are about to come back on the top side here. The blue buff will be responding shortly, and the movement speed buff is already back up. You can see that Dover is going over there to clear this one out for himself. The blue buff's going to be tested here. Here goes Hop, look for it, forcing the blink away. Ra has combat blink, and now that very long 3-minute cooldown is on that timer.
He keeps getting caught in that transition out of his own jungle by NQ time and time again. That's the second time that it nearly cost him his life. And now Dover's going to have to rotate over. There's a ward here, so NQ should be available. Jumping around, doesn't even bother using the water paper available to him. For the time being, a Sun Touch was also in the area.
Wet paper, okay?
Water paper, wet paper,
it's
okay.
Wet paper.
Yeah, okay. What water paper, wet paper?
Golly.
I'm sorry, I'm bad at this make up names of abilities. Apart from Body slam. Oh, mid lane! Sun Touch kills in, and that's a lot of damage on Vex as he evaporates before Dover can even get over there to defend. And another quick pickup by Sun Touch again. Cloud9 looking good. Sun Touch just keeps roaming around and going, oh, I'll just fight this guy, no problem. And it's working out for him.
Honestly, that was a beautiful play by Thor as well. The hammer will hit both swings back and forth, and of course forcing it back. The Spirit Ball at max range. Dover in trouble. Gonna jump over the wall here. No follow-up coming out from C9. But again, keep in mind, Spirit Ball does more damage and a longer stun the further it travels. That was a near max range Spirit Ball on top. Up in the air is going to be coming through here, looking for Fred mid lane. Isis ultimate force out. Pops ultimate for the CC immunity, but needs to be away here. Berserk Rush coming out. Humbot's ultimate forcing him away. There's the damage. Spirit Ball comes out. Getting the distance here. Frezzy getting away. There's the yawn. There's the wing gust. Guaranteed the kill. Looking for the hit. The stun gets in. Sun Touch stays alive.
Weaver bucket.
Neath ultimately hit Sayo instead. There goes the hit they needed. Neath is coming on over, but what can he do? Spirit Ball is on cooldown. C9 taking a big win there.
Sayo silenced Sobek when he tried to charge away with his one ability and stopped him mid-flow, allowed that fight to be forced. And on top of that, we did see Dover go down trying to help defend his support in the mid lane. Now Half Devil's going to get caught out of position. Going to take some free damage from Fexes. But he should be fine for the time being. That body will keep him insulated from that fire burn.
Pushing up here in the mid lane. Fex trying to make the best of a bad situation. Flame Wave coming out. Look at the damage he's able to do so very quickly with no response. But the gold is starting to scale up a little bit better here. We're going to see, actually, no, it's actually completely tied up still. So C9 with 200 gold in the lead, 1,200 experience. So they did get an experience lead from that one. That's a little bit more valuable. Gold Fury about to respawn here. This game is still very much even between Bloodytech and C9. And honestly, this is a good show. I mean, given the fact that they're 5th seed versus 2nd seed here, and it's this even, it just goes to show how much depth we have in the European side of things.
Exactly. It's so tight at the top. And you can really see all these teams come out to play week in, week out, especially when they get on the big stage of being commentated in front of like 7,000 to 10,000 people. Week in, week out, they really put on a show for us with picks, with bans, and with some of the greatest plays I've ever seen. It's crazy.
Left side, Sobek's going to run over to the Artemis here, see if he can steal away the movement speed buff, but she's going to spot it out. Damage buff can be picked up by Sayo. He now has that to increase his overall damage output if someone gets out of line. Popping the Groggy Strike is going to be Half Devil, just striking the ground in frustration, but in mid lane, says there's the Spirit Ball, Path of Flames, needs a wall, actually
nice
stun. There goes the wall, hammer coming out, and the ultimate, Neath ultimate coming through, it's going to hit Sun Touch just barely. He would have survived that, I do believe.
Dover.
Bot's ultimate, Purification beads are on cooldown, can't go anywhere, needs to be able to jump away, caught in a place here. Epic overhead, Sobek ultimate coming through, gonna force him away, looking for the kill, charge spray, needs a signature strike or something, can't get it, Frezzy can't clean the kill, and of course, we saw Humbot's go out, Thor's up in the air, looking for it, he has no Purification beads, keep that in mind, overhand smash coming through here, Thor goes on back to the tower, too low to jump in on Humbot's, not looking for the kill there as Frezzy is still around, Half Devil's in the area though, left side we have a Hunter left and right, big crits from Moax forcing Youngbay back.
Yeah, he's going to have to be careful because that minion wave is obviously not in his favour as well. So Youngbei going to have to back to tower. Neef wait for the Executioner's calling over the Chinseis at the start of this one. So let's see how this one pays out between the two of them. Moex looking for more aggression. The minions are doing great work to him as well. But going to back out for now because he saw Suntouch rotating round looking for another opportunity to gank.
Looking forward here, moving sweep up and picked up by Thor, getting as much gold as they can, stacking everything up. Looking at itemization here, you can see Moex going for the Executioner after the boots. Doesn't need as much sustain on that character, as of course he does have the Unravel and heal himself back up. Looks like he's going for Deathbringer, although this could also be Rage. We'll see what he's Berserker Barrage in mid lane will clear out the wave. Looks like Frezzy's going to be going for Talisman into the Bulwark to prevent the burst damage from Habwa and Isis.
It's interesting to see him pick that one up. I mean, the itemization changes have always made an effect as well, especially with the shift away from the warrior meta and into more mages and assassins being picked up. We'll see some more and more different items being picked up over time.
Now we're going to see a bit of a rotation towards the left side of the map. The gold opportunity is available for whichever team wants to take it here, and it looks like more intention from C9 than Bloodytech as they control this. I mean, again, the gold is still, it's dead even. The gold is right on the line. This game is up for grabs in every possible way. Looking for initiation. Nathal's going to come out here. It's going to hit Suntouch. Spirit Ball for max range. Not going to get the distance there. So big the grab. Canada Purification Beats prevents it. Good usage there. But now that's on cooldown. Humbots has an ultimate. Ultimate available. There goes Thor going up in the air. Makes it out just in time. Burst damage. There goes the Mighty On. Can't get it. Thor. Will he dunk? He's going to dunk on two. The rock heal is huge. Looking for the follow up on Frezzy. Frezzy forced away there. Damage to the board. Gets it knocked away. No volley. No follow up here. Not looking for a kill, but the rock heal will keep them alive.
Yeah, and now we see NQ rotating into middle lane, looking to keep the pressure on where possible. They're all very, very low Bloodytech, but they're all sticking around for the time being. They need to be careful, especially with NQ here. With that crushing wave available, he could do a lot of work, but finally you can see on the backside, Thormod did turn up as well, providing those heals, allowing him to sustain once again.
Like
this is really close. These fights are ridiculously close, and objectives are still standing right now.
Oh yeah, well, Gold Fury not going to be standing much longer if they group over this way, but it looks like Sobek ended up going for Pestilence instead of the Bulwark here, just going right into it, preventing the healing coming out from Isis ultimate, surprisingly enough. Now, of course, the Pestilence does just reduce healing overall, but there really isn't anyone but the Isis burst for him to pick it up, so I'm surprised to see him go for this.
As we look at it right now, we already keep talking about Golden Experience, but Golden Experience is still tied up once again. This just shows how close it is. That's why we keep going back to the Golden Experience. It gives us an indicator of how the game is going. And right now it says to us, it's anybody's game. But Bloodytech are down 5 kills, and yet they're still tied pretty much in Golden Experience. That shows they're farming better. They did get the Gold Fury as well, which helped to tie it up. So kills are not everything in the terms of Smite. Obviously, objectives play a big part in that. And that Gold Fury and that farming they've been doing made a big impact on this game.
It certainly has. That's what we're looking to see. You know, how much of an impact you can carry into the late game stages. We see Ra on the right side. Thor looking over here, but Ra's not an easy target to take down. He does have the Void Stone to reduce the damage from Habwa. Now looking to actually pick up a breastplate of Valor, I would imagine, getting that physical protection and also the CDR reduction stacked with his boots. If he's level 20, his ultimate's going to be on a 30-second cooldown.
And I love what Cloud9 are doing now. Look at the ward coverage on the map by Cloud9. They've got wards every entrance and exit around middle lane, as well as all over the Gold Fury. So they've got full vision of any rotations coming out from any of the lanes, especially when these mid camps are spawning. We're going to see the right side get contested over here, as we're going to see Dover coming in as well to try and nick these away. The wall comes out. Are they going to go? Who are they going to go to overall? I cannot tell in that situation. Meanwhile, left-hand side, though, Frezzy's fighting off with Half Devil. And who's going to take these ones? And even want to use the Hog, though, because of the Gold Fury. I think that went 1 for 1. Touch on the backside, though. The dunk comes in, followed by the Fear No Evil. Dover gets out of that one, but forced to use his ultimate in response. Spirit Ball used as well. But everyone going to back out and live as Half Devil still aggressive with the Yawn. Takes some fire damage, but going to be okay for now. Everybody still alive once again. 4
ultimates, 3 purification beats popped in that engagement with nothing to gain here.
Oh,
there goes the damage coming out from Isis. So back from behind, gonna try and grab somebody. Who does he go for is the question. He needs to get a good initiation. Good silence from Isis. Sio forced away. Blinked actually there on that tier 1 blink. Not that long of a cooldown, honestly. 90 seconds isn't too bad, but it's certainly something to really think about. Crushing away. Not gonna hit. He jumps away from that one. The damage from NQ is gonna be real, but he's forced away. There goes the water spout. Doesn't get any kills either. Thor is gonna come through here. Can he get the distance is the question. Oh, gonna get on top out.
He's going for it.
There goes initiation. Sobek under tower. The knockup. There goes the grab.
Sayo.
NQ goes down. The dunk from above. Frezzy forced out, but NQ is out of the fight entirely. First kill goes to Bloodytech, and C9 doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, they don't have an answer at all. You can see Hombats actually went back to base as well. Young Base still in the left-hand lane. And now they're going to start the Gold Fury. Half Devil is here. His health is very, very low, so he's going to have to be very careful in his position. Suntouch going to do as much work. Whoa, my God, the hammer went through all the members pretty much. There's Half Devil going in, looking for the opportunity, trying to get the yawn off. Not in time, though. And the Bloodytech do secure the Gold Fury and Half Devil as well. Bloodytech pick up Sayo as well. The flip from Frezzy's huge. And now Young Bay's in trouble. He's going to drop Suntouch. Run for your life. The team are coming for you. Can he get away? No, he can't. Triple kill. And a deicide. Vexes and Bloodytech have tied this up in terms of kills, but they're definitely in lead in this game right now.
Big plays by Bloodytech, 10-10, all tied up, but they have a significant goal lead. They're barreling down the front side. They might even, honestly, I would go for Fire Giant right now if I were them. We know that Kumba's about to respawn, but that's about it. They could go over there and just take it on down. Of course, they don't have the Hawk anymore. They usually take the Gold Fury, so that may be the point of consideration for them, but triple kill for Vexes, sending a message deep into the bones of C9, taking out 3 players on the way out of the Gold Fury, but beautiful play across the board by Bloodytech. The Humbats ultimate forced them out, and also you have to look at the precursor to that engagement. The purification beads and as well as the blink were used prior for Sayo going into it. Thor had no ultimate going into that one as well. Young Bay was forced away, got pulled into the enemy fight and did not want to go there, and NQ died before the fight even began. And so because of the positioning, the way they logistically stationed themselves before that Gold Fury started, Bloodytech was poised to take it. So let's go ahead and bring that right back. Hashtag replay up on screen. Watch Vexes. Now, Kumba's going to go down, and he's the only one that didn't get yawned on the ground. He stayed away, and this is the beautiful part. Kumba can yawn when he's on the ground, and so you keep your distance here. Watch 3 people get yawned up. Now, none of them can do it as they get closer to take away. He's the only one hit. They're yawned up there. There goes the kill of Vexes. Now, watch the grab on Young Bay. There's the pluck. There's the bring. There's the flame wave, the bomb, the path, the flames, the damage, and now he's positioning himself to take off Thor. He doesn't even look around to get Young Bay. He knows Young Bay's dead. He jumps on Touches, forces him away. The triple kill comes through, and honestly, C9 shouldn't even bothered going for that Gold Fury.
No, it was a bad. I think it was a bad call overall, especially with Half Devil being as low as he was and them being a man down. Sayo did a great play in middle lane as well just before that, where he actually had to use his circle of healing to drop it to try and save NQ. He saved the damage from Frezzy coming out of his ultimate, but the follow-up from Neath was just too much to handle, and with that ultimate also being down, he wasn't able to help sustain his team in that fight around the Gold Fury. Bloodytech have come out again this week. Cloud9, are they going to be bridesmaids again this week? I mean, this keeps happening to them against all different manners of teams in the final.
It's surprising, right? Because TSM got eliminated in the round of 8. C9 lost last week to Worth. Worth was 3rd place this time around, but now all of a sudden Bloodytech coming out of nowhere. It seems like we just keep having these Cinderella stories back to back to back. Worth coming out last week and the week before being very strong. Shaggy Shag was MVP. The first week we saw them really perform. Second week they got a 1st place win. Then today we saw Optimum get, a very long in this. But
this is dangerous.
Fire Giant coming out from Bloodytech. C9's not in position to take this. Half Devil's the only one that can do something about is the Hog. Bloodytech still gets it though. Crushing goes through. There goes the kill. Needs the kill. Purification bees used. Can't defend themselves. Too greedy on NQ's part. And there goes the kill. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Looking for the kill on Half Devil. He doesn't have a passive. There goes the dunk. Dover's Purification bees get closer away. Now get away from Sayo. Doesn't get the Spirit Ball stun though. There's the boar on the ground. Preventing Sobek's chase, but Bloodytech wins that.
Yeah, they did win it big as well. They forced most of the ultimates defensively more than anything. Half Devil didn't even manage to use his uppercut in that fight at all. And that was really surprising because there was only 4 members there. Hombats was very late to that overall, but good call from Bloodytech, picking up a free Fire Giant once again. And now they get to put the pressure on and try and take down these towers. Maybe they can take game 1 from this.
Sobek spam taunting here. Frezzy looking for a charge. Oh, doesn't get it though. Spirit Ball and charge missing there. Defending the tier 2 tower here is not going to. Sayo's going to disengage completely. 30 minutes into the match have crossed. It's 12-11, a 1-kill differential between these two teams, and there's 8,300 gold in the void. Bloodytech is far and away in the lead right now, and C9 is on tilt. They have to try and answer here because not only are they that far behind, they have the Fire Giant up against them.
And it's the sustained team fights that are starting to cause them issues. Like, that's where they lost it, in the sustained team fight middle lane, because obviously they've got Raw on Bloodytech's side, and Raw will obviously sustain your team during the longer periods of fights. And it all comes back to that, and then the Gold Fury afterwards. But that rotation for the Fire Giant was great call from Bloodytech. They caught C9 unaware in that opportunity, and now they've got the Fire Giant available, already taken down 2 towers, looking for more, going for this left-hand lane now.
We're going to see Sayo going back towards the jungling to head on home. What's he going to try and finish here? Looks like he's pretty close to finishing his shard, and he's going to do exactly that. There's the his shard being picked up. Left tower now be taken for free here by Bloodytech. C9 now trying to culminate themselves into one area, try to defend this. Kumakarn is on his way over. Gold Fury will be responding shortly, so if Bloodytech takes this, they can either get a Phoenix or a Gold Fury. Either way, it's a win.
Yeah, they can, so they're going to have to play defensively here, Cloud9. They're going to give up this tower because the team are not in a position to engage. Immediately rotating for the Gold Fury. Nice call from Bloodytech, knowing that C9 was setting up a defense on that Phoenix. So, will they go straight for it, and will Cloud9 contest it? Well, it's been started at the moment. What are Cloud9 doing? Cloud9 are just going to give that one up. I can understand it, considering they've got the Fire Giant to contest as well, but it just gives a bigger lead to Bloodytech right now.
Well, we're going out. All towers from C9 are down. And one thing that's amazing, we're watching Cloud9 HyperX invited to the launch event, the $200,000 tournament, the 31st largest esports event in all history of online gaming, and C9 has not destroyed a single tower on Bloodytech's side of things. Bloodytech is playing beautifully today, and they're sending a message out to all the fans and maybe earning some fans for themselves. As we saw last week with Worth, there's so much talent in the European scene.
It's like every week we're shouting out a different team and different players on the team to get fans, because these teams come out of nowhere to an extent. I did call the week before that I thought Bloodytech would hit the top 4 last week, but I feel like I've got a curse, so I keep my mouth shut these days in terms of who I think will do well. But Bloodytech have come out this week and they're showing what they've got, and they're actually starting to get their teams together, and they're going to start pushing on this Phoenix on right side.
Looking for initiation is so back. There's a blink in half level 3. Then Mighty Yawn. Thor's up in the air looking for a dunk here. He's going to find it. Umbot's holding the blink out from Hubble. There's the dunk on the backside. Thor gets hit by Nate Ultimate immediately. There goes the stun. The wall's out. The blink comes through as well. Humbas isn't done yet though. Looking for one more shot to take it out. Frezzy going down there. Suntouch getting very far. There goes the overhand smash taking through. There goes the big damage. Half double. Oh, big damage on Mox. He's going down. The dunk from Mighty Yawn's going to be enough to overforce out here. But C9 isn't done yet. Looking for the follow-up. Half double is getting very, very low. Hubwa forced out of the fight entirely as the raw heal keeps him alive. Young Babe biding his time, not committing just yet. Bloodytech with the Fire Giant buff is left licking their wounds as they trade 2 for 1 inefficient engagement there, and they back off to fight another day.
Cloud9 win that fight overall, and big shout out to Suntouch. He plays his role so well. What he does, he goes on the back end of teams and forces them to turn on him. When they do, he manages to escape with the barest amount of HP, force them to chase, and his team just envelopes and picks off targets time and time again. That is Cloud9's game plan time and time again in these fights, and it's working out well for them. Suntouch played really well there. He died for his team, but did his job importantly, making sure he defended the Phoenix, allowed his team the time to put out the damage and take down members of Bloodytech.
So we do have a replay up on the screen for you, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to get to that in just a moment as we wait for them to come down on top of that. But we do see 13-13 all tied up here. Let's see what happened in last engagement. Hobble with a massive amount of damage. There's the wet paper on the ground. Looking for follow-up here. Oh, the back one now. Thor's going to come in the backside here. He's going to blink away, but watch how much damage he can do if he's not being focused. Frezzy under tower. There's the burst. One more hit will do it. The crits are real, but watch what happens when they rotate over. They're looking for Thor. They want the kill. Overhand smash coming out, but look at this burst. Wet paper, crushing wave coming through. Moex goes out, and the dunk comes out, and that's all he really needs to do. Get that single target character out of the fight like Neath, and then all of a sudden you're in a good spot.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what we saw for Cloud9 in that situation. They are still in this one. All the Phoenixes are still standing, and the game is relatively still available for either side if the Phoenixes are all still up. The moment they start going down is when one side starts to get an advantage, so keep an eye for when the first Phoenix falls. It's not necessarily the only thing that matters, but Phoenixes play a big part in this game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, once those Phoenixes go down, and it's very rare for a team to come back after losing 3 Phoenixes. So if you get wiped and the Titan doesn't go down, but a lot of Phoenixes fall, it's very, very detrimental to your cause. And one of the biggest things as well is if they take out the far Phoenix away from the Fire Giant, you have so much further to go. The big thing about Phoenixes go down is the Fire Nation declares war and attacks, and you have Phoenix minions streaming down that lane, which are very difficult to take out. That lane then needs to be babysitted for a long period of time so that those minions don't push in and kill the Titan. It's happened before, it could happen here. The minions are so powerful with that fire buff with the Phoenix no longer standing that they can solo the Titan themselves.
Yep, and I hope we see from Cloud9 right now, they're going to get mid-tower for free thanks to the minion push there from Sayo. But I hope we see more wards coming out because I talked about earlier that ward coverage was fantastic from Cloud9. It's starting to dip a little bit. They did just put 2 at the Fire Giant though, but covering more of the jungle, as you can see from Bloodytech, there's wards on both sides of the jungle to keep an eye on rotations coming out. Already Bloodytech are in the area hunting for that Fire Giant once again, and the engage is on. Here we go, round 2. Can Cloud9 contest better this time? They're going to be late to the start of it for the time being. But can they put out the poke to begin with?
They're going to afford it. There goes half double being forced out. Charge break going to be right back into the fight. Serum Pick going to hit no one. There's so much on the doors up there. Look for the dunk from above. The sky is about to crash down. It's going to hit on Moix. Crushing wave hits 2. Vexus goes down. There's the big hit. Moix going down as well. Oh, the Solar Blessing on the ground and keeping him alive. Dover wants the kill on NQ here. Can he get the Sacred Monkey distance? The Wet Paper will get him some movement speed away. There's the backside. Youngbay's got the damage. Searing Pain is on cooldown from Thormod. He can't get the distance. The Hammer's going to come through here. Sunshine just no escape mechanism right now, but Bloodytech's going to take this time to heal right back up. 1 for 2. Searing Pain coming. There's going to incoming backing. There goes the hit. The 30-second cooldown with full CDR on Ra is exactly what's what. There's a double Spirit Ball from Isis over the wall. Frezzy wants a grab though. Gonna get it.
Flip.
No fallout from Dover or Thormod. Good block from Sunshine, keeping him out of the fight. Sayo blinks away. Looking for the kill on Ra. Searing Pain is not available, but it will be coming out very shortly here. Remember, it's a 30-second cooldown. Very short. Dover goes down. Sunshine's not done yet. Berserker Barrage, the blink from Thormod. No follow-up here as NQ goes for Frezzy. There's the Polynomicon. He's dashing away. Isis is back in the fight. Has no blink available. Can't clear the gap though. Searing Pain coming out from over the wall yet again. Thormod can hit home. No wall from Thor. Cannot chase Frezzy as they back off towards the tower.
Fire Giant.
The Fire Giant's available.
Corner is available. Half Devil is rotating in now. They should start the Fire Giant now. They can do so with Frezzy having to back in this situation. Cloud9 are going to go in here. They're going to start the Fire Giant. What can Bloodytech do to deal with this? They have the World Weaver available. No, they do not, so they can't even use that to try and slow them down at all. Frezzy's here with low HP, using his ultimate. He's going to be diving, he's ducking, he's weaving, he's dodging, he's trying to get in. He's going to die before he even gets there. And this should be a Fire Giant for Cloud9, and it is a Fire Giant to Cloud9. Can they disengage? Yes, they can. That epic uppercut secures that one. Fex says cannot get involved there.
Yeah, trying to get that double kill. Of course, NQ dropping very low. Sayo dropping very low. One more bomb should have done it there, but unfortunately, there is a big, angry fat man with a large mace who's going to knock you up into the air for some hang time and some self-personal meditation as Arnie comes right back down to the earth. But that bought enough time for those two players to escape. 17-15 here. Now the lead is still very much in favor of Bloodytech. 7,800 gold in the lead here. Gold Fury is respawning. It's under 1,500 gold for them to gain. But keep in mind, there is still the Iron Bank of Bloodytech on the top side of the map. There are 5 towers still remaining for C9 to capture, and that it's going to be a very strong 5,500 gold total that if C9 wins in their fight, they can go and capture completely. 5,500 gold would bring the lead down to a measly 600 as they just got the Gold Fury. If towers were equal, this would be a dead even game, but keep in mind C9 has the Fire Giant buff. So Bloodytech has had a very good start so far, but keep in mind the team fights are now starting to go in C9's favor, and they also have the veteran experience.
Cloud9 seem to have this idea that they have to lose all their towers before they come out to play and get themselves involved in this, but their Phoenix defenses are something to watch because it's been affected time and time again as we see the fight breaking out. Frezzy trying to go aggressive. There's the Wet Paper on the floor, slowing him down. And the disengage from C9 again. Nice disengage this time. In the most part, as Frezzy's ultimate is actually forced as well. Groggy Strike goes out. Spirit Ball in the back hits Moex. That's some nice damage on him. Meanwhile, though, Fear No Evil onto Sayo. He used the Circle of Protection to keep himself alive. NQ picks up Thor there. And now the correction still going on again as Thor jumps in. A lot of damage from both teams coming out. Suntouch looking for options wherever he can. Youngbay on the backside just doing work. Fex says he's going to take 2, take 3, take 4 auto attacks. And he's going to drop as well. And now Fezzy is the last man standing as Moex on the backside trying to be defending. Triple kill for Moex though, and a triple kill for Youngbay. But Moex is still alive. Can he get the penta? I doubt it in this situation. Cloud9 come out on top. 2 members still alive, and they took the tower as well.
A 2 A double hunter triple kill came out there as Moex and Youngbei doing work. The damage dealt is going to be insane. In fact, the most damaging character in the game right now is Moex on Need. 25,000 player damage dealt in 38 minutes and 48 seconds. Across the way, we see Youngbei currently sitting at 18,000 himself. Sio, the driving force for that. There goes the mighty yawn. Does he have an epic uppercut? There it goes. Sio wants the damage here. There goes the silence. There goes the burst. The polynomic on the ball.
The blink.
There goes the blink.
Oh, that was so nice.
The Sio and Half Devil combo is insane, and Moex literally had about a second of personal time to backflip, and beyond that, he had no control over his character.
There was no personal time when Cloud9 were involved. They just made sure that all he had was the backflip, and after that, he was gone. Really nicely used ultimate combinations and skills to make sure that the CC train continued and made sure that he could not escape, even with that backflip. That was so nice from Half Devil and Sio. Communication between the two was great there. And we can see Half Devil's really starting to fall in love with this combo and showing that he can play it.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what Kumba is there for. He is a combo character through and through. The mighty yawn, the epic uppercut, the slow, the root, everything that he does allows other players to be more effective in their own combos, and that's what's working so well for C9, and that's why C9 drafted him first. After the first banning phase, they picked Kumba, and they didn't even think twice, and this is why. With that combo, they're able to take down Moex, the most damaging character, the most farmed character, the most powerful character on Bloodytech, bringing him down a peg as they clear out the gap. Now, keep in mind, the Fire Giant buff is going to be falling off very, very shortly here. Still standing on Sio, about the only person still alive to grab it up, but it's going to be coming up very shortly here. Just about a minute and a half left on the respawn time for Fire Giant, and whether or not C9 gets it or Bloodytech gets it, it's going to end this game. The gold is even, the experience is even. This all comes down to Fire Giant.
It's going to come down to the Fire Giant indeed. Who's going to come out on top? Even if you get it, but you all die, it's not going to be worthwhile because the other team will be able to exploit a Phoenix. The whole team of Cloud9 recalling after placing wards, getting themselves ready for this final fight, this probable decider, because 40-second respawns, driver. In that time, you can take a Titan, no problem, especially with there being very little towers left on the map.
You know what's scary?
What is scary, driver?
Youngbei's build. That's scary.
Oh, he's got the Malice. See, Malice as well.
You're right. I mean, you got Devourer's Gauntlet. You've got Chin-Size, Deathbringer, Executioner, Malice. Full damage, full crit. Keep in mind, Artemis's passive will give up to 15% crit. Still Target is a very useful passive. Plus Vengeful Assault. You see a lack of attack speed there in that build. Vengeful Assault will cap him out all the way up to 2.4. He's going to be hitting very, very hard, very, very quickly. And if you give a small window Youngbei, he will shred. But here comes Initiation coming on the Fire Giant. The Groggy Strike's going to try and go out, popping the Magi's Blessing there on Sobek, forcing them away. The vision on top of the Fire Giant is real right now, and we're waiting for the next big engagement.
Yeah, well, left-hand lane is pushing in for Bloodytech right now, so they can probably get some free Phoenix damage going while this goes out. Oh, Saving Pain used very early. NQ drops a half health. Rezzy's looking for an engage, doesn't manage to find it, though. Now he's caught out by the Groggy Strike. Has to use his ultimate defensively there. For the time being, Sio takes a lot of burst from Fexes as well. The fight still continues. Spirit Ball not onto anyone. Suntouch gets his ult off on the backside onto Dover. Dover uses the Fade Evil nicely. NQ secures Moex in the backline now. Fexes has to run away. Suntouch with the spin to win. Manages to help secure one. Youngbei secures Dover. Fexes picks up Youngbei though, and the fight is still continuous. The blinking from Half Devil into the Yawn, that should be big because Thormod is caught out thanks to the wall and the Spirit Ball. Cloud9 come out on top. They can convert this to a Fire Giant.
3 players standing a little bit weak here. Sobek is still in the area. Honestly, I wouldn't even do this if I were C9. Sobek being the last one remaining, there's still a chance of them stealing it away. I would just head on home here if I were C9. Get rid of the wards there is a good idea. It's not just going to make it home. Have to go home. Yeah, this is a good choice by C9. They had the big win there. They're actually going to be tied up in gold right now, but the fact that Frezzy is the one remaining means that they have to go home. They cannot risk losing this one away because if they get the Fire Giant, they have a good chance to win. If they lose it, even if it only goes on to Frezzy, it's not going to be that great for them because it will delay the rest of the game as the gold and experience are dead. Even everyone is pretty much at full build right now. You can see, you know, Frezzy and Half Devil, the only ones remaining who have not finished it off here, and of course that is understood as they are support characters. Actually, Frezzy just now finishing his off. But look at the inventories right now: all magical potion, all physical potion, all sentry wards, all wards coming out here. Fire Giant's gonna be started up here by C9 after the fact with just Half Devil and Suntouch together. Sio not making his way over, but here comes Frezzy on the wave. Do they have enough damage to take it out? That's the question.
Whole team is going to respawn for Cloud9, so if they get this, the whole team's going to have it. Meanwhile, Frezzy's going to make a big play here. Frezzy, what have you got, my friend? He's going to duck. He's diving going under the ground once again, swinging about, trying to keep himself busy. Not enough damage to secure it. Now he's going to get focused. Epic uppercut, circle of protection comes out as well. Fire Giant Cloud9 takes it, take out Frezzy as well. It's a 4v5 for the next 70 seconds, and Cloud9 have the Fire Giant.
You know, honestly, C9 played that right. They basically bet everything on that engagement, and if they pulled out ahead, they would be so far ahead, and that's exactly what happened right now. They got the Frezzy kill, they got the Fire Giant buff, and they got it on all 5 of their members. This is huge for C9, and Bloodytech is really left reeling after that one. The wall from Thor was absolutely devastating, and really one of the biggest downfalls of Sobek is that even though he's on his ultimate, he still has a hitbox, and he cannot traverse a Thor wall. Blocked out completely. Beautiful play by Suntouch, beautiful timing by C9, good hand of the gods by Halftable, a lot of patience and discipline there, and that's what they're going to get. Thor up in the air, looking for a solo kill on Raw. Can he get Thor on the right side? There's the stun, the wall comes out, the hammer's going to come.
Nice wall!
Back in there, he gets body blocked by minions, and is forced to disengage.
So, overall, only the B's used for the Suntouch ultimate. However, they can still pressure this side, take this final tower left standing on this map. They're all going to walk around on that wet paper for the time being as they walk back around. Where they're going to head, I expect them to go to the left-hand lane because that is the one furthest away from the Fire Giant and gives them the best opportunity to put pressure on the Fire Giant once again when it respawns, if they can't already end already. Frezzy is back in this game. Will we see Cloud9 start to ward up deeper this time around? Yes, they are doing. Nice wards coming out from them to make sure their options are limited from Bloodytech's point of view.
Now we're going to see if they can get some initiation here in the mid lane, looking for the follow-up here. Neath ultimate and Q, charge spray, purification beast. Sobek ultimate coming through here to slow them down, but Halftable is the only target still around. There goes a little bit of damage coming out here. Charge spray to come up very shortly. Sio in the jungle running back here. There's the wall from Thor. Frezzy still looking for a charge. The slow's not going to land from the volley, even forced away here. Looking for a little bit of a very tense moment from C9 and Bloodytech. A little bit of a gold lead here. Charge spray. There goes the purification beast yet again. Oh, the ball is huge! Frezzy takes huge damage from that one. Forced back to his team, but the raw heal will keep them back up. The wall, the hammer, Dover's in trouble. Purification beast. Syrian going to hit Youngbei, forcing him back into the jungle here as they disengage. One thing that's very strange to me, Hindu, Sio, this late in the game, decided to go for Book of Thoth. I don't imagine this is going to be stacked up before the game's over.
I don't think he will be at the same time, but he will give us some extra health as time goes on if he can continue these fights going on. Sorry, not health. I'm telling lies there. Mana and more magical power, so he can continue to fight and regen as these fights continue. Meanwhile, though, NQ is now back in this fight. We'll see the engage go off again. Half-Delve looking for it. Yawns in again. Spirit Ball onto Dover. 616 damage just from the Spirit Ball. Dover has to get out of trouble there as the fight continues. Suntouch going to the sky. Where's he going to look to land? That's the question. Will he come down on them? Dover is kind of low there. He actually jumps in. Moex immediate backflip. Nicely done from him. And now Suntouch is the one in trouble, but Dover's going to be the first casualty of war as NQ comes across looking for the crushing wave. Gets it onto Moex. Moex dropped Half-Devil in his passive form. Will they be able to take him down in time? It looks like they will. Half-Devil's going to drop here, I expect. Oh, will that wall save him? No, it will not. Sio takes out Thor Mob, though. Middle Phoenix did go down. Sio drops, so it's a 2 for 2 trade. 3 members on each team still alive, but that Middle Phoenix does go down.
Here for Sobek, Water Cannon doesn't hit, Water Spout doesn't hit either. Sobek doing some damage here, can't get the kill, but Suntouch is able to rotate back over. Frezzy getting a little bit too greedy there. That wasn't even exchange until he ended up going down, so it ended up being a 3 for 2 in favor of C9. And there's not really much left to grab. Now, if Fire Giant was available and he did that, that would have been a huge detriment to his team, but all there is Gold Fury, and at this point with everyone full build, this is just basically money for wards and money for potions and money for elixirs. So it's not that big of a loss for Bloodytech. He's going to be back up before anything serious happens, but this game is going to be decided by the next Fire Giant. Everyone's full build, everyone's ready to go, everyone's got what they need, and that is really the set game and match for these players here. If they can group like a good Fire Giant on either side, it really could be a Bloodytech victory or a C9 victory. But one thing to add context to this is game 1 of a best of 3.
This is game 1.
Regardless of what happens here, we're going to game 2, guaranteed.
Well, 47-minute game, one of the longest ones we've done on this side of things. I think SK Gaming were the ones that trying to compete with that one, but we're pushing on for the fact that this could be a 60-minute game. If the Fire Giant goes to Bloodytech, then I reckon this could open back up. But it's all about positioning and all about making sure you survive more than anything, because 70-second respawn timers are a long, long time to stay dead and contemplate items which you can't buy because you're at full build anyway.
This game has been so back and forth since the beginning, but just around the 28-minute mark, we saw Bloodytech take a very decisive victory with the Gold Fury, the Fire Giant, lots of towers, and they went all the way up to about 10,000, 11,000 gold in the lead, and then C9 brought it back. They're 4,000 gold in the lead. That's going to be total a 16,000 gold swing in favor of C9, but here comes the Fire Giant. It's respawning into. This is a delicate moment for both teams. Agni is in the back line, so they have to be very careful, watch very carefully on who initiates this fight.
I mean, as we look at it now, Half Devil doing his best to zone out for the most part. Look at the items, though. People are starting to get these elixirs of power going as well. And now we can see Sayo aggression again. Dover's caught out. He's going to take a lot of beads and jumps away. That's the first beads down of this little team fight and skirmish going on. So one beads down, favor Cloud9. They're going to start this Fire Giant Drybear.
Gonna be delicate, crit. Malice doing work there. Ice still gonna get pop. Here they go. C9 gets it free. There's the ultimate coming out from Raw, hitting there on top of NQ, forcing him away. Oh, up in the air, mighty epic uppercut coming through there. There goes the dash, crushing wave. He's going forward. He's gonna drop low there. There goes the kill. Gets a double kill from Suntouch. Youngbei on Thormod, forcing him away. Frenzy gets trapped inside of the wall. There's the blink spin to win, and it come out any second now. Youngbei double kill, triple kill from Youngbei. Still going strong, looking for it. Miley find the Quadra on top. Moex gets hit. Deicide from Sayo. They have the Fire Giant bump. They have a 5-for-1 exchange. The Deicide comes out. The Titan of Chaos is now wetting himself in his armor as he's now being forced back away. The barreling onslaught of C9 is coming through his front door. He raises his axe. He raises his axe. He raises his mace. He raises his weapons, but can he defend himself? This could be a Game 1 victory for Cloud9, and it is. C9 takes it 35-23 in 49 minutes and 49 seconds of play. A beautiful match and a beautiful comeback. That was a 16K recovery by C9.
It was 16K recovery, and they were down to just Phoenix all the way through the game. And the moment they got that Phoenix back, they took the mid Phoenix first, and that puts the extra pressure on the map all the time. You've always got to keep an eye on it. And Cloud9 played that really, really well overall. I mean, Cloud9 were fantastic there. I think we're almost straight away to go again. It looks like the guys... We don't get a chance to break. It's time to go one more time. What do you expect from the bans, though, Drybear? I mean, you know, this was Game 1, and looking on paper, how things came out, do you really want to give Sayo Isis? Do you want to give Thor Suntouch? Suntouch 4, rather, or Thor Suntouch, whichever way you want to look at it. I mean, they both made a big impact on that game, I feel.
Bloodytech, this is a sincere bear moment. Please don't ban Anubis.
Don't ban Anubis.
Don't ban Anubis.
I have to agree, don't ban Anubis.
Let him have it. Just let him have it. Just let him have it. Habwa was a driving force in that game, bringing a lot of damage across the board. Every time he got an ultimate off, he actually just conquered the team fight, doing so much spread there. And honestly, Anubis can't fill that role. Let them have Anubis if they want Anubis. At the same time, I mean, Hercules wasn't able to get in that match there. I mean, Humbats was a big factor as well. But, you know, realistically, I think with the way how evenly matched these teams are, it can go either way. I mean, it just comes down to the fact that there's no extraneous details, right? No very strong play from a specific character. I think the biggest thing is that you gotta ban Thor. Suntouch has that crutch. His god pool is smaller than most players in the jungle. Now, granted, the few characters he plays them exceptionally well. Thor being one of them. So if I was Bloodytech, I would not ban Anubis. I would ban Thor, force Suntouch onto a secondary character, pick up Humbats for myself, and see what happens.
We'll see what Cloud9 choose to do as well, because I'd look at taking away Humbats as well from that god pool from Bloodytech's point of view. Like, Bloodytech played well with that Humbats overall. He finished 4-7-12 on it, but he did make a big influence on his rotations over, and he did build quite tanky as well. So he was able to survive that burst that Cloud9 looked to try and pick off a member several times before managing to escape with the beads and the jump away. And maybe we'll see Frezzy play something else other than Sobek. I feel Sobek had a good game to an extent, but I feel like they could have put something else into that Guardian role that could have had a bigger impact. Maybe even a Geb or something along those lines. We're not sure. We'll see.
Sanu Kong, all would have been better choices than Sobek. Sobek did have a lot of great initiations, especially against an Artemis who really doesn't have the mobility necessary. But again, you know, purification beats so prevalent every single time Sobek dashed. I should take that back. About 80% of the time, 90% of the time Sobek dashed, it was just beads right away. Now, again, it's kind of the Ares effect, right, where you're forcing them to use purification beats early. But then again, you have Artemis who's CC immune during her ultimate. You have Isis who can silence you and prevent you from doing doing anything. I think if they had a Geb there with a really big team fight oomph, that just that impact that you really need to change the fight around, it would have been a much, much bigger effect that would have allowed them to scale well in the late game, especially when they're 11,000 gold in the lead. The problem with the Subek Ultimate is just the duration of it is so long. You never really get it off to the level you want. We saw time and time again where the only person who was still standing on the Subek Ultimate was Half Devil because he just doesn't care. He'll just eat it. He just
Yeah.
eats it for free. Whereas everyone else, they use the jump, they use their dash, they use their mobility to get away from Sobek, and all it takes is one quick, speedy cut, and then you're off the ultimate, and Sobek doesn't do anything to you. So I think there could have been a lot better choices as far as the picks go for Bloodytech.
Well, for both teams overall, we'll see how this one's going to play out going into the next game. But Cloud9 1-0 up now in this final.
That's right.
We're waiting for them to get into the game so we can start bringing you the picks and bans for game 2. Guys, in chat, raise who you think is going to win. Is it going to be Cloud9? Is it going to be Bloodytech? Who's going to take game 2? Who's going to take the tournament this week? I mean, it's crazy. As every week is, a new team steps up and puts themselves into the final. This week is Bloodytech up against what I like to call the bridesmaids of Cloud9, because ever since week 1, they've always been the bridesmaid and never the bride, ever since that start they had.
Shots fired coming out here pretty hot.
It's true. It's true. That wasn't me being rude. I call them bridesmaids because they always seem to end up in the top 4, Sometimes they're like the maid of honor, and then other times they're like that one that you invite because it's your cousin's best friend's sister, And you're like, well, it's family technically. I've got to deal with him, You don't really want to invite them, but they still get there as bridesmaids,
I'm gonna report Hindu Man for BM.
It's not BM. How's it BM?
Reporting you for BM.
I called them bridesmaids. I said they were brides week 1. It's not BM.
Let us know who you're voting for in chat, ladies and gentlemen. C9 versus Bloodytech, game 2 taking place right here, right now. The picking stage is underway. We'll see what they decide to change up this time around. First pick, first ban goes to C9. They're going to ban out John Quay to start.
Yep, Jean Quay gone again. This is one of the top bans, I feel, this week. Top pick and ban for us, I think, in EU this week. Do you reckon, Dryber? I think we've seen a lot of genre pick and bans, so...
Yep, that's right.
It doesn't surprise me overall to see it. I mean, now that he's had those changes once again to his ultimate, he's more effective in lane. Has great sustain as well, and the ability with his. Oh, that's a great ban.
Absolutely.
That's a great ban overall.
Absolutely. Actually, looks like this lobby might be disconnected.
Yeah, it looks like it might do in a second.
But the bans that were taking place will actually still stay, so those will be the ones that continue on. Now, Kuma Conra has been doing so well today. Honestly, this is something that I expected to happen with the patch from 2 weeks ago, in a way that with Warriors dropping down and Kuma Karna being so heavily undervalued that he is just going to skyrocket ahead, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. I mean, he has so much CC, and really it was kind of testament to how strong Warriors were prior, in the way that we release a character like Kuma Karna who has 3, 4, 5 CCs, high mobility, good initiation, very durable, and an excellent passive for tanking. And then all the Warriors are still played. And when the Warriors got brought down to everyone else's level, Kumba is just so good.
Yeah, I mean, that really made a big effect on Kumbhakana with the Warriors being changed, because he was one that could compete with some of the Warriors. And now that they're out of the way, the only real contest I see for Kumbhakana is Geb. But the EU scene as a whole haven't really looked into that one. There's a couple of other Warriors that can deal with Kumbhakana as well in lane, but Kumbhakana is going to have a big impact on the scene, I feel, as people start to realize it. Half Devil's showing it this week. Dirge is the main staple of showing it from I5 weeks ago. He needs to, have a shout out for the fact that he was the first one to bring to the forefront. But people like Half Devil are starting to pick it up and show that it is really, really viable, and that it has a lot of great matchups in these lanes and such great usability. Look at that combination he did with Isis in the mid lane. Ridiculous. Oh, yeah. Ridiculous.
Well, we've seen it all day, right? I mean, the Kumbhakarna uppercut into an Algon ultimate. We have the possibility of Poseidon ultimates, the possibility of Ross Knights. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with the Kumbhakarna ultimate, and the setup time that he has there. Mighty Yarn lasting forever. I mean, really good engagements there. And Kumbhakarna is just a powerful character. That's what we're expecting to see coming out from these two teams here. So Kumba banned by Bloodytech, smart ban there, slowing everything down. And honestly, across the way, you're going to see the Jong ban right away, kind of just slowing down the mid lane. But it seems like Vex says is unaffected. I don't understand the Jong ban, coming out here. I mean, it's a character you can deal with. No CC immunity naturally built into the character. Does have the ultimate, but that's pretty much, that's all he has is good control across the board. But I would honestly allow Jong to go through to ban for something in its place.
I can totally understand your point of view on that. I mean, the issue with Zonkui, I feel, is the fact that he just runs around throwing damage at you, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it, technically, apart from kill him. It just forces him to be focused immediately during team
Sure.
fights. Otherwise, he'll sustain through them again. So teams don't want to have to deal with that, I guess, to an extent, especially because, you could be running away and think you've escaped, and then this ghost will hit you on the back, and you're like, well, I'm dead now.
That's right.
There's nothing you can do about that. So you have to burst him down, otherwise he will sustain through the fights and keep applying the damage. And I guess that's what Cloud9 is saying, no, we don't want to deal with that. We're not happy with it. We don't want to see it back in the meta again. Let's take it out.
Yeah, Zhang being removed there. I mean, he's a character that has had a really, really weird history. I mean, when he first came out, he was very strong, performed very well. Then he was nerfed down, then nerfed down, then nerfed down, and it seemed like people just gave up on him. And since he really hasn't gotten that much of a fix. I mean, all they did was make it so that he was, not fully CC immune, but has a little bit. He kept me knocked up and that kind of stuff. So it makes it a little bit safer, a little bit more consistent to use his ultimate without being completely shut down. And that was enough. I mean, honestly, Zhang Kui as a mage still does tons of damage, and now without the strong initiation from warriors, you're going to see a very strong performance here. So it looks like we're back into the lobby. The players are getting ready to ban, and the same bans will take place. It's going to be Kumba and Zhang Kui. I'm excited to see what they ban out next.
It will be interesting. And one thing to note, Bloodytech, who lost last game, chose to go second in the picks and bans, which means they want to pick up 2 big named picks in the second time. Can you stop playing with your makeup, please? This is a serious production. I'm sick of this.
I'm sorry.
Every single week, Drybear.
I can't decide if I want it or not.
If you want to be a man or a woman, that's fine, but just pick one and we'll all agree to call you that. It's no problem.
Naja's my idol. I just like to be confusing.
You like to be confused. That's what you're trying to say.
No, I'm not confused. I like to be confused.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to correct your words there. Just put words in your mouth, so to speak.
People don't think it be like it is, but it do.
Indeed it do. Indeed it do. So, back to the actual game and away from the makeup and tip advice that Drybear likes to give us. We're going to see Hornbat's banned out and Hercules banned out, and Cloud9 once again get given that Thor.
That's right. Those Thor first pick again. It's a very, very big pickup for them. They need that Thor on Suntouch again. The difference between his best character and his second best character is vast. Suntouch doesn't have the biggest god pool in the game, but certainly has a very, very strong performance on characters like Thor, and they're going to let it through there. So Hercules banned out, not wanting to let that one through. Honestly, I'd rather have him on Thor than have him on Hercules in the jungle there. Across the way, Scylla first picked there, and Geb right after. We know that Fexes loves playing Scylla. He's going to let it through this time around. Across the way, they're going to Poseidon and Apollo. This draft is going very well for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, the draft overall, Cloud9 are going to be way happy with this, and Bloodytech's going to be sat there going, yep, we got Geb and Scylla, we're happy. Kumba Khan is out of the mix as well, which also makes Geb even better in the laning phase, because there's not many that left on the table right now that Geb has issues with in lane, especially during wave clear from Guardian point of view. We might see a Sun Wukong come out here from Cloud9, because Sun Wukong is still viable. He took some hits, but he's definitely still viable, and I wouldn't be surprised if Cloud9 don't try and exploit Geb's early game weaknesses by using Sun Wukong in this situation. He's on the table, he's available. See what they choose. So far, Ra being picked up and Apollo, like we said.
I'm surprised to see Artemis not being drafted here by C9. He's been working so well for Youngbay, but I guess they're going to go for Apollo this time around and swap that one out. Now, across the way, the bans will be taking place right now, and it's up to C9 to see what they want to ban out. Now, they do have support. They have their solo, they have their mid, so Hunter would be a great choice for them, and also jungle. So let's see what they want to go with. I would imagine jungle because there's so many hunters to select from. So who's it going to be? Humbats is already gone. Thor is selected. Looks like they're going to get rid of Nemesis here. Now, Nemesis would be very strong against characters like Poseidon. Poseidon struggles with Nemesis in the jungle. All he really has is, the pushback and the, a little bit of a slow, and then of course the ultimate. But beyond that, not much to be seen. Across the way, Bloodytech wants to get their hunter, it seems, and Onher's on the docket.
So Bloodytech chose not to ban during the second round of banning. That is interesting. I mean, you have the opportunity to take things out of the lanes and chooses not to. Aphrodite's still on the table once again. EU just doesn't seem to care about the goddess of love. You're just like, well, whatever, we've got France. France is, the place of love. We don't need a goddess in this game at all. That's how it seems.
Well, at the same time,
I don't know where that came from, by the way. I apologize for that. I'm just going with it. I'm going with it. It'll do. Sobek again? Cloud9 this time on Sobek?
I don't know if they're going to lock it in. I honestly don't.
I don't know.
See it being picked here. But and it's
know.
surprising too, right? Because Artemis Sobek works so well. I mean, they really have the traps you land. I mean, if you get the fling off, they're going to Apollo. It looks like Sobek will be locked in. The Habwa grabbed for NQ yet again. So we'll see what they decide to go with on the opposite side. Bloodytech needs a jungler here. There's not that many available that are at the top. There's certainly a lot available here. They need someone with a strong presence and maybe even a tankier jungler to come out here and get some real strong damage and control across the board. They're hovering on Chalk here. Now, this would help a lot with characters like Poseidon and Habwa, even Apollo and Thor. If they're able to get that silence off for 3 seconds, preventing, Habwa from doing anything really. Habwa, if you can get close to him without him damaging, that's big. Apollo can't fly away. Thor can't blink away. Poseidon trapped out. So Chalk is actually a fantastic pickup here for Bloodytech, and we'll see what Dover can do with it.
Yeah, I mean, his ultimate, like you said, it causes a lot of issues for Cloud9 if he can get it off correctly in these team fights. Surprised we've not seen a Bastet this week either. I mean, I know she took a little... That one with the kitties that keeps like standing on my face and I can't move because cats are behind me and in front of me and to the side of me, and then I'm bleeding and then I'm on the floor and then I'm in base in ghost form and I'm buying items again to buy wards and a hog so I can kill the cats, but it doesn't work and then I'm still dying again. You know that one?
It's not coming to mind now.
Okay. I thought I'd try and jog your memory a little bit, but never mind.
It didn't work. But it's good to note as well that Aphrodite not being picked up here, and it seems like with characters like Habwa, characters like Anubis, the burst kind of characters that can really force those healers down is just becoming more popular. And Rob being picked up here, Habwa, an easy reaction choice. And honestly, it's going to come down to whether or not Dover and Frezzy can get the CC needed to burst these squishy characters. Across the way, C9 is running very lean here. They have Thor, Poseidon, Apollo, and Habwa all in one team with Sobek. Sobek doesn't have the greatest peeling in the world. He has one pull and then an AoE knockaway, but his ultimate doesn't do much. I mean, compare that to Geb, who has the shockwave. He has the knockback from the rollout, and of course has the shield to protect his teammates that has knockback immunity on it, as well as the fact that AoE Cataclysm will do a high amount of percentage damage, plus the stun in AoE. Geb is much more suited to peel people off, but at the same time, if C9 gets a good initiation, there are characters on Bloodytech that'll feel the heat. Scylla will be bursted very quickly. Ra on her bursted very quickly. And so we're going to see how they play this out. If C9 gets ahead, it's going to be hard for Bloodytech to deal with the onslaught of damage they're going to dish out.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you on that one. I mean, this one's going to be close across the board. It looks, from Bloodytech's point of view, though, like Scylla late game, Geb is a late game as well. Raw, when he gets to that stage, those saving pains will do work. Sure. And then Chuck with that silence, I don't know, it's... The one thing to note on paper as well, Youngbei has his Apollo and he's going to split push all day. And that's one thing that we saw in the last game that could have come into use and would have been effective if he did have that Apollo. Those fights were so continuous and took so long to take place that if he was allowed to just split push off to the side and then use the across the skies to still enter those team fights, that could have been a big difference in how quickly that game could have ended or changed the flow of the game completely. So this time around, I feel that's why he's gone for it. And he's going to be rewarding us with that TSM skin that he helped to get for TSM.
That's exactly right here. So we're going to be hopping into the match very shortly, guys. This is game 2 of the grand finals between C9 and Bloodytech EU. Game 1 went to Cloud9 HyperX. So if they win this, they win it all. But if Bloodytech takes this, we're going to game 3. Let's find out what happens in just a few moments. Stick around. Everyone, and welcome to Game 2 of the Grand Finals. You're watching Cloud9 HyperX up against Bloodytech EU in this best of 3 series. This is game number 2, C9. They took game 1. If they win it here, they win it all, and they move on to be the victors for this week. Regardless, they will be taking first place seeding after this, considering the fact that TSM was eliminated. Let's cover who's playing what and where they're going for what team. The bottom side of the map, the left side of your spectator UI is Cloud9 HyperX with Hat Devil going deep.
Oh, the flip! It's the
Whirlpool on the ground, can't jump away. There's So Beautiful. Did he? Oh, he picked up his jump. That could have been deadly if he leveled his Impale. That is the public service announcement for the day, guys. Don't level your abilities until you know what you need.
Yep, always keep your abilities available just in case things like that happen and you can survive afterwards. Not enough burst damage coming out from Cloud9 there. Meanwhile, though, Bloodytech going to be looking to become the brides themselves this week and make once again the Cloud9 team bridesmaids. Frezzy's going to be playing that Geb. Format Dex is going to be playing Raw again in the solo lane. Moex is going to be on her for today in the duo lane. Dover going to be the jungler on Chuck. And finally, Fexes has been able to play that Scylla in the middle lane.
Scylla is going to be very strong here, and honestly very, very safe. We know Fex is going to play every character to a high level, Agni being in among those, and Agni's a very challenging character, but along the same lines as Scylla. High burst damage, one mobility skill that is just very powerful if used properly. And in the last game, we used Agni to a T, and so we'll see what he can do this time around. Suntouch getting Thor yet again. He's been doing the damage buff to start off here. Both hunters mirroring their builds, looking at the junglers. They're going to be actually split here, considering the fact that Dover went for Death's Toll, and you know, like Suntouch went for Boomba's Mask, a little bit of split there. He's going to get more gold early on, but that's about it.
Yep, exactly. For the time being, though, you can already see Sio trying to put his weight behind onto Fexes right now as he pushes in this minion wave. Crush comes out again, and he's going to miss a couple of those creeps to the tower, so that's going to put him behind in gold early on in that lane. First wave, as expected.
There's that clear there. Right side, we see the hunter, or I'm sorry, with right side, we see the solo laners and the junglers meeting up for some push. A Thunderstrike going to hit there on NQ, but no Celestial Beam coming through the center is going to force him out. Blue buff and damage buff secured. Everyone is pretty much as it should be. I mean, everyone is kind of where they want to be right now. Damage on the right side going to force them back away, but that's about it.
Yeah, for the time being, all the lanes going as to be expected for the most part. Although Geb is actually pushing better than Half Devil is on that Sobek at the start of this one. And Sobek, you'll be looking for a flip wherever possible. I like the positioning, though, really, from Sobek. I like him to be near the tower and look for the flips into tower to apply the early damage in the game, which will really cause some issues for Moex and Frezzy. But we'll see as this one plays out, whether Devil can get himself as involved. But overall, I'm not sure about this Sobek pick. We keep saying it.
Yeah, Sobek very interesting, but we'll see if he can grab a grab here. A good obelisk and a wiggle waggle there between Half Devil and, of course, Moex. And the biggest thing about Sobek is that his victory in the lane is if he gets ahead. He has to get initiations, he has to get kills. Because his transition to mid-game is not all that strong, he has to be careful to get as much aggression out and push someone to a corner as he can. Impale almost coming out there. Moex deciding not to do it. Actually threw out the obelisk instead. Not a full block, but got pretty close to it as they kind of get forced through there. Half Devil looking for the charge. Tail comes out. Charge spray into the wave, though. There's the
he's in trouble.
Half Devil getting, the body block from Gab is real. There's the Serenade. One more shot will do it, but Honor's blocking it. Jumping forward, looking for the hit. Behind the minions he goes. The shield is up on Gab. There goes first blood, Bloodytech on the left side of the map.
All came down to that impale from Moex that you saw, pointing him into the wall, and immediately Frezzy did a great job of body blocking to the best of his ability. Youngbei tried to save his life by body blocking himself, but not today, says Moex, as he leapt in, secured that first kill for Bloodytech. Once again, Bloodytech coming out strong.
Sobek going for the grab there, a little bit low on HP. Now, he had the initiation, but no way to get out, and that's kind of the downfall of Sobek, is that his kit is not very widely varied. He's just initiated with that grab, and after that, he tries to do as much damage as he can, but his damage is limited, and so he's a very, very much so kind of one-trick pony in that aspect, but if he gets a good initiation, that's all you really need. Mid lane, Fexa is going to use the Sentinel to get away. Whirlpool on the ground, not going to be able to grab that one up. Still forced to clear the wave is Sio on that upper side here. Charge Prey to land on top of Frezzy, blocking him away. There goes the Shockwave, but he's going to roll away.
Yeah, gonna roll for the most part. Meanwhile, NQ pushing into tower once again against that Ra, causing more issues. It allows him to rotate into middle lane using that wet paper to be able to start picking up that mid camp. So if the left-hand side, though, there's a lot of fight going out. The Kraken's already been used as I'm a monster. It actually misses, so Sunshot's doing his best to juke for the most part. Can he escape? The flip was important to help him survive. Frezzy's getting low, and Sunshot's still going aggressive. He's not going to secure it. Half Devil, can you secure the kill? Yes, you can. Can you get out? That's the next question. He uses the ultimate. Finally, we see Youngbei rotating over as the Jukes come out, but not enough as Moex secures that kill onto Sio. Dover's very low. Youngbei's looking for it. One auto attack should be enough. There we go. Youngbei takes that one out. The leap over the wall from Moex. Extended fight as he chases onto Half Devil, but immediately backs away. Was that a 2 for 2, I believe?
That was a very strong exchange. That was a 2 for 2 in the mid area, and honestly, it was really well played by Bloodytech, but they stuck it in a little bit too long there. The follow-up from Half Devil getting the kill in the mid lane is beautiful, and that changed everything for the better with Geb going down on that engagement, and then Dover at the very end there by Youngbei. It was a good body block by Moex. Honestly, even better by Moex to disengage once he realized that that his teammate Dover was done for at that point, and just getting out and saving his own gold. Right lane looks like it's getting pushed very, very heavily. In fact, back into the base goes NQ with his tower about to fall down. Suntouch is forced to defend.
Yeah, he's going to have to sit here in this lane. It'll give him some XP. He's got to be careful, though, because Ra's got a lot of damage. The wall was important. Serving pain. Is it coming? Jukes it out nicely. So Suntouch going to live for the time being. Going to have to recall to base here. Be careful, though, because Ra's not going to let you do it for free. That's for sure.
Yeah,
It looks like he's
right
kind
in
of...
front there.
Kind of baiting a little bit for NQ to come in here, but I don't think it's going to work out. Blue buff is up. Chuck already started his for Ra in that solo lane. And NQ going to have to wait a little bit for Suntouch to get back to give him a hand with his.
NQ looking to finish off the Purification Beads 3 shortly. He likes that CDR reduction. 5 seconds off all cooldowns when Purification Beads 3, or Graded Purification as it's called, gets activated there, as well as giving you CC immunity and removing CCs from yourself. Very powerful ability across the board. One of the best and also most stable active items in the game of Smite. Mid lane, Sayo versus Fexes is going the way of Sayo as it seems right now. As far as the gold goes, though, 3,500 gold for Sayo. Fexes at 3,400, so 100 gold differential, but Sayo has clear control of the lane. But this is what you expect. Sayo,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Scylla has a very, very poor matchup against Poseidon, especially early on. Right side looking for a kill here. Dover getting very low. Needs some damage. There's the water spell to get the kill here. Now following up on top of Ra. Ra looking for the damage. There goes the Celestial Beam. Going to come out very shortly. Just needs to hit it. All he needs is one shot, but the jukes are coming through there. The wet paper is keeping Ra out of the fight, and that will be the kill.
Wet paper causing an issue for the turnaround kill for Ra. Then in mid lane, we're going to see a transition as HyperX gets hit by the Kraken. Immediately he's shielded though, and allows him to obviously use the Sentinel back away. But the element now on cooldown, and he's going to have to recall. So Sayo's going to get some free laning time in this middle lane. All tied up at 3 apiece, but gold and experience both in favor of Bloodytech right now.
So they're going to be backing off a little bit here. Charge spray in the mid lane, keep Frenzy out of the mid camps. He's going to clear it out himself. Half Devil, such the troll, going to make sure that gets secured for his team. Mid lane, Poseidon in trouble here. Sayo forced away. The rollout will end early. Waited a little bit too long to pick that one up. And now, as it stands right now, we're going to see a dead even gold mark, but 1,000 gold in favor of Bloodytech, much like it was last game.
Yeah, exactly. And mid camps on the right hand side go to Sayo as well. And Half Devil did a great job of rotating in there. Immediately used his ultimate just to help zone. It does slow people down if they is around them, so forcing them back immediately. On the other, have a quick look at the duo lane though. Youngbei and Moex are the Moe. Moex has control of this lane. The blink comes in. The Cataclysm misses. Beads used actually, but Moex actually going to secure that kill nicely. And that was a great play by the combination of that duo lane.
Textbook, but Thor's going up. Look at this engagement here. Suntouch
up
here, looking for the kill on Frenzy. Frenzy gonna be backing. He missed on someone who wasn't even moving. Berserker Bros coming out here looking for Frenzy, but does have the rollout. He's moving away. Suntouch knocked up. He's gonna fall here. One more shot. Needs an impale. Needs a kill. Suntouch with the biggest throw of the day. Throwing down the ultimate, not even hitting the shot on Frenzy, and then falls to Moex.
Was he out of range? Was that the issue? Was he just out of range of hitting it? No, he was definitely in range. Okay.
Incredibly
I wasn't sure. I mean,
there.
It was really unfortunate that he actually did that one. So Suntouch goes down 5-3 in favor of Cloud9, thanks to those 2 quick kills in succession for the duo lane. So Moex now 4-0-0 goes back, picks up his Devourer's Gauntlets. Rank 3, he's got his Warrior Tabby finished, and also his beads and the Sprint rank 1 online for him.
Dover looking for engagement here on the right side of the map. Going to be jumping on NQ shortly. There goes the wet paper coming out, crushing wave to avoid the silence there. Good play and good reaction there from Dover, and as well as NQ. Beautifully played. Crushing wave forced out there, not too bad. Suntouch just going to recover here into the jungle and take down the damage buff here and move over to the mid lane. Sayo is going up against Fexes. There goes the Sentinel, and that's going to be the end of it.
I'm surprised when he threw that Sentinel down, he didn't go aggressive, because Sayo knew exactly where he could port to in that situation. Why not go aggressive and try and bait out the Sentinel into a Kraken? He's quite possibly could have chose to do that, but in the end, chose not to. Just going to farm the wave up again and keep this experience in gold league. Taking quite a bit of poke, though, in that middle lane.
I'm sure Mum Touch is coming to Suntouch's room now. And
there's beatdowns going on there, that's for sure.
You big up that Desert Friend left side looking for the kill on Half Devil. Jumps in, Tail Whoop is prevented by the shield. Beautiful play, misses the shot. The juke books are always looking for the follow-up here. Moex might be moving his best Suntouch impression. What is with this left side of the lane? The left side of the lane, initiation comes top of Scylla here in the mid lane. Looking for a follow-up here. The wall's going to come out here. There goes the hammer, could come out. Shortly does the hammer, the back hit. Whirlpool from the wall. Beautiful play there. Apollo dunking from above. And now it's a double kill for C9. They're going to turn this into a gold fury. That is redemption if I've ever seen it.
Great decision from them, but Frenzy is here. He's going to try and take this away. The Kraken comes out, boom! And Cloud9 get the gold fury as well. Frenzy tried a last-ditch hog to save the day. They're not today, says Sayo, dropping that Kraken. And Cloud9 are back in this one yet again. Now they're in charge of gold and experience as the mid-camp goes over to them as well. Like you said, this left-hand side of the lane, it seems to be kind of crazy. I don't understand what everyone's doing there, but okay.
It's you know, it's an interesting area, right? And you're looking for a lot of kills, and you do want to keep the hunters down, but it seems like C9 is really pulling ahead right now. 2200 gold in the lead. Great reaction on the left side. We saw Moex get very, very greedy. Half Devil juking and juking and juking, and Moex just committed too hard, and that's what happens when you commit that hard early on. He gets punished for it. At the same time, Scylla getting way too deep, looking to rotate over and assist, but a good recovery from Suntouch. Beautiful wall with the block there, and of course, Sayo from over the wall gets the kill, and then they get the gold Fury, and Frezzy just throws his life away trying to steal it away. He did not have tier 3 Hand of the Gods at the time. Tier 2 is all he had remaining, and so a beautiful pickup by C9 will put them into the lead right now, and Bloodytech now has to answer.
Yeah, Bloodytech really do have to answer. They've put Cloud9 in a good commanding position right now. Half Devil's going to look for an opportunity to jump in, but straight away that pillar comes out from Moex. To down mid lane, though, aggression once again as they look for Fexes. Immediately the Sentinel comes out, though, defensively used. And one thing to note as well, Drybear, I have not seen Chuck all game. I forgot he was even involved.
He's just farming as much as he can. He's doing a decent job at it, but this is kind of like where Dober is at right now. And honestly, with Chalk being a low mobility character, it's hard to keep up with the high intensity of characters like Thor with high movement speed. There's the wall on Fexes, is going to force him to Sentinel away. That's all they were looking for there. Seeing if Fexes reacted poorly. If they did, they would have committed, but they didn't that time around. The Whirlpool Kraken coming out, each time to force away there. Chalk, good recovery. Purification beats come through the tunnel surge. I'm a monster dunking down. Sayo gets burned into dust there as the monster of the deep strikes him into oblivion.
I felt confident having Suntouch's back up there, but on top of that, the rest of Bloodytech did collapse well. Frezzy came in, so did Dover, and the turnaround was on, so Bloodytech tie themselves up in terms of kills right now. Golden Experience still in favor of Cloud9, but it's still anyone's game at this stage. Half Devil going to take a bit of poke from Fexes in the middle. Fexes going to be careful because, you know, Sobek does do a lot of base damage.
Yeah, pulling him back in the tower would be a good shot there. Like left side, Suntouch taking some harassment here. Out of mana, can't really react to anything being thrown out here by Bloodytech. Apollo's back in the area though, very low on HP, so can't really commit too hard. Geb does have Blink available if he wants to use it here, but looks like they're going to force him and use him to zone it out. The damage on the tower is going to be pretty minimal here unless they can get something out. The Thor's going to start to block it. There goes the damage on the tower. They're going to back off entirely. Dover's on his way over though on Chalk. He does have an ultimate available if he wants to use it. That Storm Call will be there, but so far it's more of a reset from both teams.
Quick look over at the solo lane. You're going to see NQ slightly ahead in terms of gold by 700. Some of that's going to come down to that Gold Fury that was picked up a little bit earlier on for Cloud9. But at the moment as well, you can see the experience difference. You can see there's just a small advantage to NQ in that lane in terms of levels as well. Oh, Blink comes out from NQ. He goes full aggressive. He's looking for it with the crushing wave as well. Not enough damage coming out. Immediately, he's going to have to back out of that one. Didn't work out well for him in the end. Going to have to just clean this one up, but that crushing wave is going to be on cooldown for the time being. Meanwhile, in mid lane, we see a little bit of trades going on.
Half Tibble by himself here. Thor going to dunk, looking for the kill on Dover. Dover getting dissuaded, missing all three of his abilities there. Actually, not able to hit home on Dover. There's the Thunder Strike on the top.
Big beats.
Gab ultimate Whirlpool on the ground. Now Bliss Desert going to get a kill here. Now looking their attention here to Half Tibble. Impale double kill for Moex. Looking for the triple as the Root comes out. Monster taken out. Now looking here for Thor as they back off. It's a 4 versus 1 as he has to teleport away from I'm a Monster. Good wall, slowing them down, but he realizes 500 gold is not worth his life. Bloodytech looking so sharp right now, going to clear this entire gold gap as it stands right now, especially if they take that right side tower. They'll take a gold lead. The Fire Giant's available though.
No, they're going to push right-hand side. They can't do Fire Giant at this stage, but what they can do is take down that very weakened tower on this right-hand side. This is the decision they're making. You can already see Raw tanking up a storm for them. Going to get as many objectives as they can and give themselves the gold and experience lead finally in this game. Bloodytech in control once again, but still Cloud9 are no way out of it. Just one bad engage, and it cost them a lot there.
Right side, we do see Hobwob mushing up here against the Ra and Chalk combination. The tower is available. Those two towers going down means that Bloodytech has tied up the goal, but at the same time, they do have 3,200 experience in the lead now. So C9 is forced to answer. Sobek going to left side up the map. Apollo pushing up against this here, and this is going to be a time for us to look at itemization and see how people are building. Moex going for his typical build, Executioner after the Word Tabi, an extra penetration stacking up there. Does have Sprint too, but Purification beats one on a long cooldown. Both support tanks have finished their sovereignties and will have the opportunity to apply that aura to teammates that are nearby. NQ going his standard build of Ethereal Staff after picking up boots in the solo lane there with Habois. And of course, Sayo doing his very greedy but very dependable build of rushing Rod immediately after pen boots. And on a character like Poseidon, especially with the amount of gold he's able to get in the early stages of the game, it's going to pay off in extreme amounts here. Vex says sitting at 6,800 gold versus the 7,400 of Sayo, going to have a 600 gold lead between the two of them, and Sayo is using that to get a Rod.
Yeah, he's using it to get a rod, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to go for burst damage earlier on, and later on he'll transition more than likely to Gem of Isolation just so he can get the extra CC availabilities to him, slow them down even more with all his abilities as well. Dovi's had a bit of a DC here, so we're just going to wait around for a few minutes. But one thing I want to touch on as well, Clueless Moex as well, Drybear, he seems to every single situation he gets himself in, Desert Fury is the skill he goes to, and he's just like, boom. Every time he's had the opportunity, he's used Desert Fury to just secure kills time and time again. Picks himself up a double kill in that mid lane once again.
Hinder man, be careful, man. You gotta be careful.
Where is it come from?
This crocodile right here. The crocodile.
Where?
I got him pinned with a fork.
Okay, keep him
pinned. I got him pinned with a fork. I can keep his mouth shut, but I can only do it for so long.
Keep him pinned while Geb shields me, okay?
Do you have like a rubber band or something?
I
don't want to move the fork.
I do have a rubber band. Where do I need to go with it?
Rubber band?
Okay,
can you keep your mouth shut?
One second. I'm trying to get the rubber band.
Do you have it? Can you hurry up?
I've got a rubber band. Right, where's it going?
There's a vicious crocodile. Okay, up.
I got up.
Up. Now forward.
Over here?
Yeah, a little bit down.
It's a bit small rubber band.
You're on his head. Okay, he's a small crocodile, though. It's okay.
This way?
Nope, forward.
That way?
Forward. Slowly. Okay. Now snap it. Snap shut. Whew! Okay. Sobek contained.
We got him.
Nice job, man.
That was kind of hairy.
Honestly,
but then...
he wasn't coming for me, so I did that for you, by the way.
I should have just yawned.
I did that for you.
I should have just yawned.
There's trolls, dude. You're getting attacked right now, man.
Why are the trolls attacking me? Chat, stop! Stop attacking me with the trolls. I'm sick of it. Please.
They're more intimidating you. They're kind of just standing still.
Oh, okay, I'm okay for now. What is the Hindu hate today? Like,
I don't know. They just want to eat you.
Put your makeup back on, for God's sake. Do that. Go on.
I can do that. Okay.
Yeah, go on. Show me. Oh, baby.
Am I pretty?
Sunday special with Drybear.
Oh, yeah. That's right. What's up?
You talk, girlfriend.
I'm feeling a little distraught for the happenings of today. TSM being eliminated. Bloodytech fighting so hard last game, not being able to get it. And it's making me sad.
Making you very, very colorless. That's what it's making you.
It also cuts off half the screen, which is a little bit awkward.
Some people got see half of it. That's awkward. Nice to see. They don't have to stare at you any longer because the game is back underway.
That's right. We're going back into this, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 of the Grand Finals. Cloud9 HyperX versus Bloodytech EU taking place right now. Here is the story. The gold is tied. The experience is in favor of Bloodytech, but this game is up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, the gold and experience, gold is even, experience is in favor of Bloodytech, but that does not mean Cloud9 are out of it. The longer the game goes on, the less the experience will matter, because as we get to the later stages, everyone starts hitting that rank 20, and once you hit the rank 20, there's no going back down or any higher than that. 9-6, though, in terms of kills, shows that Bloodytech are coming out on top in these team fights, Drybear.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. That's what we saw in the last match as well. Bloodytech taking a slight lead. I almost said Smite lead. I'm just so excited about this game.
Slight lead. I like that one.
For Bloodytech in the beginning, and honestly, C9 was able to bring it back. They brought it back from 11k deficit. That goes to show how powerful C9 can be in the late stages of the game. Thor's going up on the Gold Fury here. Big start from Bloodytech.
This is bad for Bloodytech. This is bad for Bloodytech.
There's the dunk. Bad. Ultimate cracking coming out in response. There goes the Optimum.
Oh my God, Silence disappears.
Knocking it as he gets disappearing with that teleport from Thor. On her looking for the follow-up. Impale kills the Sun Touch away to the left side. Blink from Geb. Shockwave. Crush not going to land. There goes the Thunder Strike. No follow-up here just yet. The Gold Fury ended up going the way of Bloodytech, and they got 2 kills out of it.
And they got 2 kills in that, just to on top add the ice into the cake. I thought that was a bad engage from Bloodytech, especially with Thor and Sile being available with that Kraken. I thought that was going to go very, very badly for Bloodytech. Not to be today, though. And NQ's trying to do his best to defend this tower. He's got to be careful of his positioning, though. He's going to have the support of both Young Bay and Half Devil, but not enough to defend the tower. Meanwhile, mid lane, look what's going on. Raw split pushing his way to freedom as he's going to Syrian play in that minion wave, put the pressure on, try and get some extra poke on that. Meanwhile, left lane cutting back to that Half Devil, trying to defend to the best of his ability against the 4 members of Bloodytech, looking to exploit every mistake Cloud9 make in this game and take as many objectives as possible. That was big. Now they're going to take the speed cap just to rub it in even further.
You know, this is the best thing you could do when you're in the enemy jungle, you're pushing up, you don't really have any objectives to grab. Gold 3 is down, Fire Drain is not an option, and you can't take any towers right now. Just steal jungle gold and experience. Take away that option. It's not going to make a big deal early on, but it starts to add up over time. That movement speed buff is a big deal for hunters to be able to get that movement speed and attack speed in their build. Junglers like it as well, just like Thor, we're able to get in there and do some insane amounts of damage if they can keep stride with people because that movement speed bonus, and stealing away is a big deal here. Now 11-6 in favor of Bloodytech. They're about 3,000 gold in the lead and 6,300 experience. Things are looking so very good for them here, but it's not a colossal lead. This is not insurmountable by any means for C9, especially given the fact that they came back from 11K last game. And not only that, even if C9 loses this match, we'd be going to a game 3.
Yeah, even if C9 do lose it, like you said, they're going to go to a game 3, but this is still game 2, and this one's still anyone's. Hopefully, Bloodytech might be able to take us to a game 3, but Cloud9, we know how good they can be and how they've been so far this tournament. Let's hope and see if they can get themselves back into this one and take the lead back once again. Nice wall. Well, Dover and Moex are going to continue chasing. Moex secures the kill with the shifting sands as well available to him. Now the aggression onto Half Devil. He's going to drop. Bloodytech are looking great. Kraken, not enough damage. Saving Pain doesn't do much either, but now we can see Frezzy tagging up this tower, and the pressure is still continuing.
Forcing back here, the tower does end up going down as they rotate really quick. Pressure wing coming down to Dover. Dover up in the low here. Needs one water spell, but cannot use it. I'm a monster. Finishes off Young Bay instantly. There goes the push. This could be Bloodytech's chance to push all the way in. Poseidon being the only one remaining, and he has no Kraken. He has no friends, and his damage is limited, but the respawn time is very low here on Half Devil and Suntouch. They're going to be able to take this out. There goes the Phoenix taken out completely. That was a fantastic team fight by Bloodytech. They absolutely destroyed C9 in that engagement, and now the Fire Giant is the next on their list.
More than likely, Fire Giant will be focused on that. Camp might spawn just in front of him. He's got to. Is Dover going to see it? No, oh, yep, Dover finally saw that damage camp. No, he's chosen not to. Okay, so now that mid's down, you'll see Bloodytech start to focus around the Fire Giant. C9 have to defend this middle wave consistently, otherwise those fire minions will do a lot of damage and cause a lot of issues for that Titan in the base. But overall, Bloodytech are looking great this game right now, and Cloud9, it didn't look like their team compositions come together so far for the burst damage that they're looking for. Sayo didn't have his Rod of Tahuti finish for that fight, so even his Kraken didn't do that much damage. And Geb is finally getting played, Dry Bear, and he's making a difference with tanking those towers.
We're going to see the damage buff clearing through here, and Geb is certainly a driving force for them. They have initiation. The Cataclysm is big. Not only that, but they have the Shockwave. And then I think the biggest thing is going to be the shield as well. You know, the knock-up from Habwa is not going to work. Tail whip from Sobek's not going to work. The dash from Apollo is not going to work. The kickback from Poseidon's Tidal Surge is not going to work. I mean, none of that is going to work because of the knockback immunity. Left side, though, Apollo in trouble. There goes the Crush, burst damage. Look at the follow-up. There goes the Obelisk on the ground. Sprint activation. Storm calls going to go in, and then looking for a little bit more. Needs to slow for the rain that's going to get it there. Have to looking for the follow up here, but there's no rotation from C9 just yet. The tower goes down for free. The Gold 3 is about to respawn.
Look at Moex. Look at his build and look at his KDA. Just look at where all those kills have gone.
Whew.
That's like Anher can pretty much solo anybody 1v1 right now in terms of damage. He could just split push all day. I like the decisions Bloodytech are making though to go for the Gold Fury and ignore the Fire Giant for now and just keep putting pressure on the lanes where they can. It's working out well for them. Why try and possibly give a way back in for Cloud9 by making a mistake at the Fire Giant?
Well, Gold Fury's going to be started up here by Bloodytech. Sobek forced to dash away. That was his only chance to dash in there and steal it away, and that's going to be gone here. So he's going to play the safer route. This is going to put Bloodytech up to 9,000 gold in the lead and 12.3 thousand experience in the lead. On top of that, C9 is now really, really hurting. Now, keep in mind, this is game 2, so if Bloodytech wins this, we're going to game 3, and C9 has another chance, but at the same time, Bloodytech is looking very strong today.
Bloodytech are looking great, especially for them just to get to the final first of all, but now that they're in the final, they're really trying to look for in this SWC, and Cloud9 on the back foot in this one. They do have this 1-game lead though, and it's definitely not over until the Hindu man sings, that's for sure. And we can see that C9 are going to look to make some sort of defense on the side. Yes, you did. Yes. I'm not singing yet. I'll sing at the end, I promise.
Okay, alright.
I promise I'll sing when it's over.
He promises.
I
towers
promise.
going down here on the right side. They're going to clear that one down. No towers left remaining for C9. It's the same situation we saw last game. This is literally the same game. A big lead, almost 10,000 gold this time around in favor of Bloodytech. C9 has yet to take a tower down from Bloodytech. Apollo's across the way, clearing this out here. Youngbay, but the Fire Giant's being started up here. C9 does not want to lose this. Thor is going to be going up into the air, looking for a follow-up.
What can you do?
The Fire Giant is about to go down. There's that damage. Crack coming out here. There's I'm a Monster doing huge damage there on top of Half-Devil, forcing him away. Vexus goes down. Crushing Wave comes out. NQ now caught by himself. Purification Beads looking for a Crushing Wave. Looks for it. Can't find it though. No damage there. Hammer comes out from Thor, forcing them away. The Fire Giant was picked up by Bloodytech, and they did a 2-for-1 exchange. And Apollo got a tier 1 tower. That was definitely Bloodytech worth.
Yep, Bloodytech definitely in control of this one again. Fire minions sprawling into middle lane, so you can see that both Suntouch and Youngbay have to go back and defend this one for the time being. They did kill Vexus though, so that's one person without the Fire Giant buff. And if you had to choose one, I guess it would be Scylla or Anher in this situation, not to have it on them. But Anher's going to do a lot of damage just on his own, and now with that Fire Giant buff, he'll be looking to destroy these Phoenixes very quickly. Middle Phoenix has come up. Expect to see the rotation to mid, because that's what they're going to want to do, is take it down before it regens, while it's still weaker in its form right now. Here we go once again. Frezzy going to tank it up. He's going to look to absorb the shots. Damage onto Suntouch once again. Middle Phoenix goes down. Fire Giant paying its dues already.
See, I knew it wasn't going to end there because you weren't singing.
Ah, okay. We're gonna keep bringing that one up back. Okay.
Complete confidence.
Until
I hear your majestic voice, I know the game's not over.
I'm gonna have to do the do song, or I'll think of another one. I'll think of something. I'll come up with something.
You should do Frozen and let it go.
Let it go. Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Because C9, if they lose here, would have to let it go.
That's true. Okay, I please win C9, please. Okay. Casters don't have favorites. Casters don't have favorites, but this game, one-off special, Hindu Man is voting for Cloud9 to win, so he doesn't have to sing Let It Go. That's the dream right now. So Youngbay taking his blue 7-17 in favor of Bloodytech. Gold and experience 11,000 and 13,000 respectively in favor of Bloodytech. Cloud9 have the same issue to deal with once again. They're down to the Phoenixes. One of them is actually down this time, and Bloodytech are in full control.
Damage weapon picked up here by Saya. On her looking for the Impale. Can't find it. Missing the shots here, but look at the damage he's able to do. The crits are real. Is he looking for it? Charge Prey from Civic will buy some time. If On her had landed that Impale, that would have been a dead Saya. And honestly, could have even ended the game right then and right there with the Fire Giant buff they have active. But he's able to survive thanks to support from Half-Devil. Round of applause for support players around the world. Saya just pick up Polynomicon here, so a lot of burst damage and basic attacks going to be coming out from him, especially with that Trident activation.
Well, Phoenix
the right
down.
Phoenix is under pressure. Can they get it?
Yeah, they're looking like they're going to go in. Thor jumps up into the sky, looking for an opportunity to dunk. He dunks into Moex. Moex takes a lot of damage, but the trace between the two. Youngbay comes in. Moex is going to drop at the back. That's important for Cloud9. And now Vexus is also going to go down to Half-Devil of all people, getting off his burst damage. Cloud9 are winning this fight. The Kraken comes out in time. Dove is very, very low, but he did pick up Sayo in the midst of that. Raz trying to regen for as much as possible. Suntouch is there. He's low. The axe flies out from Dover. That's a double kill for him. Youngbay's going to fight Dover. The Saving Pain picks up Half-Devil, and a triple kill for Dover. Let it go! Let it go! Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go! Let it go! Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the cold winds blow. Bloodytech win it anyway.
All right, well, my day is complete. That's all I wanted to see and hear, ladies and gentlemen. So, game two will go to Bloodytech. They'll take the match. Going into game three is where we're at right now. C9 was unable to take that against Bloodytech, and they got the lead. Now, honestly, given the fact that the first game actually pushing it to 11K and C9 bringing it back, paved the way for giving credit to Bloodytech going to game two, because they had the lead in the first game and lost it with the comeback, but then they got the lead again and closed it out this time around. So, you know, Bloodytech is learning. They're learning what they need to do to close the game out early without letting anything else go towards the enemy team at the same time. But, you know, C9 really had the damage there, but they just couldn't keep up with the pressure that Bloodytech was giving. Yeah,
they really couldn't, and especially after the Fire Giant, the middle fight that cost them the middle Phoenix really hurt them badly, especially straight afterwards when Bloodytech rotated for Fire Giant, won the fight there, and then just looked to end out that game. It's really, really big for Bloodytech. Cloud9 not out of this one, though, because this is now 1-1 Dry Bear, and I'm going to go to the bathroom now as we go to a break and cry myself silly that I just sung Frozen live on air.
Your
I don't know.
voice
I don't
was
know where.
gorgeous.
I don't
You
know what
just
I was
serenaded
thinking.
thousands
It
across the
seems so.
world.
It seems so.
I know exactly what your next career should be, should you choose to exit the casting arena. That was
Oh,
beautiful.
oh,
But we're going
thank
to
you,
cut to a
please.
brief break so he can do exactly what he just said he wanted to do.
Cry.
And
That's
we're
what I
going
want to do.
into game 3. Coming up next, guys, Bloodytech versus Cloud9 HyperX. Regardless of what's happened up until this point, it all ends on
Comes down
this
to
game
this.
right here, right now. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody, to game number 3. Bloodytech versus Cloud9 HyperX, 1-1, all tied up. The bans are coming out right now, and honestly, if you're gonna win this one, you gotta be able to let go your top pure pick.
I hate you. Yeah, I mean, the one interesting thing as well, just to note as well, is Cloud9 lost that game and chose to go second. So it appears that most teams like the second pick choice now, so they can pick up 2 of the stronger gods in the champion pools available. So it's interesting to see that both teams keep going for that time and time again. And immediately, like, we're looking through the picks, and Ban Silla's been taken away as well as his Raw. And look at that.
The fastest pick lock ever.
He's on the scene, finally. Will we see a decent Hercules play today? Not putting any shout-outs to anybody who played him today already. Just we want to see him in his full outright strengths that we get to see from Hercules. I keep saying, though, he's very susceptible to burst. However, if you don't burst him, he's going to sustain forever and ever and ever and ever. Forever, ever, forever. No more songs. So...
Across the way, Tyr is hovered on here for seat 9, and you're exactly right. Teams are just preferring to pick up the second pick, second ban, that kind of deal. Apollo's gonna be locked in right away. That does actually leave Artemis available for Bloodytech if they want to go down that road. Again, we see C9 preferring Apollo over Artemis, even though they did much better with Artemis than Apollo across the board. So a little bit interesting there. Humbats is available, Geb is available, Bach is available. There goes the picks. Geb and Humbats locked in. Honestly, the draft so far for Bloodytech has been phenomenal.
Oh, I love Bloodytech's drafting here. It's really good on paper. I mean, just on paper, looking at the gods they picked up, that's such strong compositions through all the lanes. Like, the jungle's going to be able to rotate around on Humbats. He provides that Fear No Evil. Hercules is probably the strongest of the warriors right now. And then on the other side, we've got Cloud9, who are hovering over Athena right now in this lane. And we've not seen much Athena today. It is better than I've got to agree. I think Athena is one of the underrated gods right now, and the Guardian role, especially with all the changes to the Warriors, I think Athena can make a big impact in this, and let's see if she can do that, because Half Devil is going to be picking up that Athena.
Nice ban there with the On Her targeting directly at Mobex, knowing that, of course, Apollo is gone and On Her is his next selection. We'll see what he decides to go with here. Apollo and On Her actually is two characters here, to see what he wants to kind of replace that with. Sayo has now the opportunity to select for seat 9. Thor being banned out.
Good ban.
Thank you for recognizing that, Bloodytech. That was one of the biggest points of failure for C9, is the fact that we know that Suntouch loves, there's his backup play is going to be that Freya. Freya, a very strong character here, but a very different play style for Suntouch on Freya, and a lot less safe. I mean, we see a lot of times where Suntouch goes in and has the mobility from Thor, so he'll have to change his play style up here to try and protect himself, given the fact that, you know, Thor is much more mobile than Freya is. Across the way, Bloodytech, Poseidon's still available, and looks like they're going to go with Neath for Moex to replace. And he's been doing very well with Neath.
He's been doing well across the board on all the different hunters he's picked up today, but his Neath especially has been doing great for him. With that Geb as well, it's going to be very hard to shut down Neath and Ganker in those lanes, especially with that backflip as well as the shield from Geb coming out. Isis being the last pick for Cloud9, not a surprise to see Sayo favouring that. I want to touch quickly on the fact that Tyr was picked up by NQ.
That's right.
Now, Tyr is one of the biggest counters to Hercules because of the fact that Tyr's Fearless is technically a grab, and it outranges Hercules' charge with his one. So what you'll see time and time again is Tyr's able to like shut down Hercules to an extent, and it's one of Hercules' biggest issues. Now, the reason we're going to see Tyr picked up in this is because he's a counter pick to Hercules in the late matchup and try and shut him down early. That's the plan that Cloud9 have had with this, and I really like that NQ picked this up, Driver. I think it's a really good decision.
Well, one thing that needs to be noted here that hasn't been talked about a lot, and generally Tyr has always been a hard counter for Hercules across the board because Tyr had knockup immunity during his dash and Hercules did not. That since is no longer the case. Hercules also has knockup immunity on his dash, and so for those of you who are wondering what would happen if Hercules and Tyr dashed each other, they would just pass right through each other. They both have knockup immunity. They would do the damage, but they would not actually get knocked up at all and wouldn't be have any interaction there because they're both immune to knockups for the duration of their animation. So given the fact that Hercules is a lot better, he's a lot stronger stronger than he was prior. I'm really excited to see how this works out in the solo lane. In fact, I think this is one of the first times we've had a Warrior v Warrior matchup in the solo lane in really even before when her Warriors were so strong. Warriors really haven't been a prominent force in the solo lane at all, but today we see a double Warrior, and I'm excited.
And no Aphrodite again. I'm really surprised by this. Like no Aphrodite pickups whatsoever during this tournament. Was it? No, I think we played once in the whole tournament we've casted today. Only one Afro pick, not many bans, and in the finals, not even picked or banned several times. Really surprising to see how the meta has been shaken. That's right.
Shaken.
Yeah, shaken up. My English, as you can tell, is amazing.
It's okay. Well, you know, we're going to the game pretty soon here. I have one question for you, Mr. Hindu Man, and you can answer it during the break. I want to know if you want to build a snowman or not. We're going to be going into this game, guys. Game number 3 is going to be Bloodytech EU versus Cloud9 HyperX. It's all tied up 1-1. Whoever wins this wins it all. Regardless, C9 will be going to seed first. They will be first seeded after this week, regardless of what happens here. But there are 40 points different between second place and first place. Bloodytech sure wants it. C9 sure wants it. We're going to find out who gets it coming up next. Back into the game, guys. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway here with Bloodytech versus C9. Game number 3 taking place right here, right now. We'll see who can take first place today as it all ends on this match. Everything is riding on these players' shoulders, and they're feeling the weight. The bottom side of the map is going to be Bloodytech, and they're going to be played by Frezzy on Geb, Thormod on Hercules, Dover in the jungle with Hoonbots, Moex on Neath in the long lane, and of course Fexes in the mid with the Noodle Man in his hand beside.
And Cloud9 going to be their opposition. They chose to go in the top half of your screen this time round, right-hand side of your spectator UI. Sayo is going to be playing his world-famous Isis in that middle lane. Suntouch is going to be playing Freya in the jungle. Youngbae on Apollo alongside Half Devil on the Athena. And finally, NQ in the solo lane playing that Tia.
Tyr is going to be an interesting character to see, and honestly, seeing how Hercules and Tyr go head-to-head is going to be very interesting to me as well. Surprisingly enough, looks like NE's going to be picking up this Blink 1 first instead of Hog 2. Across the way, Hercules did go for creepy curse, onto him, so he's going to be like slowing down the control from that. Across the way, there's not that many heals. There's going to be heals coming out from the Isis, so it could even go for the other version of the curse, not the creepier curse, but certainly not weakening curse either. And so he's going to be able to pick that up if he wants to go down that route, as the healing may not be necessary. But keep in mind, there is going to be that attack speed slow. It's going to be helpful against characters like Apollo.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the start of this one, nothing unusual coming out early. Wards placed as to be expected. Well, the only interesting thing you could ever say is keep an eye on what Cloud9 do after taking the Mana Camp. Will they rush over to try and contest? I guess they'll try in the early stages when they are weak, and it looks exactly like what they might be trying to do here. No, it's not. They're just going to rotate to lane. Hindu is bad. Hindu does not know what he's talking about. Don't listen to him as a blue buff goes to Bloodytech comfortably.
They're going to be moving forward here to see if they can actually do this on top. In the mid lane, this is going to push through here. Now the right side, Hercules is being pushed back to his tower with Dover in kind. Left side, a lot of push going. It's very, we have this diagonal across the board, right? We have mid staying stable, left side being pushed up, and right side being pushed back. And so rotation early from Frey. This could be big, this could be bad. Looking for the kill here on Vex as the damage is real. Vex is getting low here. Could this be enough? He's using the mains the best he can. There goes the hit. The Spirit Ball gets the kill, and that's all you need to make that rotation worth it. If you leave the solo laner alone too long, it could be negative. But at the same time, they're going to run over and take the movement spell. This is awesome.
Oh, abuse of the situation in full effect here. Cloud9 going to take the game by the scruff of the neck early. Suntouch with that early gank compression from Sayo, trying to abuse Freya's strength. Well, her weaknesses in the early game, rather. So trying to put pressure on where possible and get himself ahead. And that is what's actually starting to pay off as they rotate mid lane again and going to try and force Vexes into a bad spot.
Vexes may not want that to happen to him, or he may, you never know. Some people like bad spots. Vexes is a character that plays very, very well under pressure, and he's going to be forced to prove that this time around to see if he can pull it out. Now, across the board, the item builds are pretty much similar, except for Vexes, who went for the tiny trinket rush, whereas Sayo likes to rush his boots and then go directly into the rod, especially on characters like Isis that are just so good with extra damage.
I love what they're trying to do here as well from Bloodytech's point of view. Moex is pushing Youngbay to tower consistently, so he can't recall and get his Devourer's gloves, and he's already at half health as well, so he's going to be late on the return to lane here. Hopefully Youngbay should be able to recall shortly, as he's going to do so now. There's both Devourer's gauntlets finished on both the Hunters, but Neath will be back in lane first to try and deny some of that XP to Apollo, but we'll see.
On top of that, roll out from Geb back to the left lane to defend it as the waves do start to meet up here. Neath heading back home, heading back to the lane after picking up that Devourer's Gauntlet. Same thing goes for Youngbay on Apollo. And honestly, it seems like it's pretty stable play. Looking at the gold, there's going to be a bit of a lead here for C9 as they do get the first blood kill on Fexes in the mid lane, but it's not as much as you'd expect.
No, it's not as much as you expect, but in these games as well, like First Blood doesn't mean that big a deal, honestly, Drybear. These games go on a very long time at this level of play, and people will just, you know, outplay the early game aggression that comes out and possibly get themselves back into it. So we'll see as this one goes on. C9 with this early start and lead. Hopefully they can keep snowballing that though, because C9, like we said, once they get an advantage, they like to try and pressure it even further, and sometimes some of the teams can come back into it, and that's what we saw in some of the games already today.
Now on the right side, we're going to see them control it up. The Hercules is pushing up pretty well as Tier heads on home. Looks like he's going to be finishing, or actually starting up just the Iron Mail here. So we'll see what he decides to turn this into. There's a couple of options for him as we look on top of that. Now in the mid lane, damage from effects is yet again.
Nice
damage. Boombot's ultimately going to force them away. It looks like it's going to be a full disengage.
Defensive ultimate used from Dover there, couldn't go aggressive onto that, basically trying to save Fexes in that situation he found himself in. A lot of burst coming down after that Spirit Ball landed. Back to the duo lane once again, you'll just see a farm off between the two in the most part. And like you said, we saw Tyr pick up that Iron Mail in that lane. Meantime, though, we did see the Mordex go back as well, or Thormdex. Sorry, Thormod X. I guess we'll go with that. I can't seem to decide what I want his name to be today. I seem to have this issue with some players, but we'll just call him Thor for the time being because there's no Thor in the game. He's gone back and picked up the cloak, so going to be rushing that early Urchin in that lane as well to start trying to build up those stacks and give them those extra defenses as this game goes on.
To the right side, Hoonbots clear out the back Harpies here. Good farm across the board for all players. Moving speed buff's going to be picked up by Freya. A big pickup there for him. Freya has been, you know, honestly a driving force for him in the past, and it's working for him now. He actually is the most farmed in the game on Freya. Suntouch performing very well with Freya versus the Thor. There goes the Banish coming out, not really landing home on that one, so forcing Thornbot back towards his tower, but also removing a little bit of his clear.
And he's rushing the Demonic Grip as well, just to increase the amount of burst damage that he can put out during his opportunities to do so after the whoop lands. So 1-0 still in favour. Both junglers, sorry, both supports rotating around where possible. Blue is being taken at the moment by Bloodytech, whereas Cloud9 have already done that. And you can see Half Devil floating around looking for an opportunity wherever possible to try and put some pressure on this map. That's one thing I like from Athena, though, is the fact that you can rotate away from your Hunter, but then still quickly use the ultimate to get back into a safe position to help him out.
Left side being controlled very heavily. Athena spending a lot of time alone, though, as we do see Youngbay heading back often. Now they're finishing up here 2 up that boots. Vex is avoiding the silence from Sai on the mid lane. Here comes the push coming out here, and Vex is, because that early kill, is struggling very hard to try and clear out this wave. Even without the Spirit Ball, Wind Gust is enough to clear the whole wave for Sai. There's the Tidal Surge as well as the Whirlpool to keep it all in place.
But as we keep saying, that matchup between Isis and Poseidon, we said it time and time again, it is a skill matchup on paper between the two. Whoever lands their abilities more will come out on top. The 2-level lead is going to play into that. And Sayo is very, very experienced in that matchup. Meanwhile, in the solo lane, you can see the Suntouch picks up another kill yet again and actually blocks the World Weaver coming out of base from Moex there as well. So Hercules not having the greatest start to this game or the tournament in general from our point of view over in EU.
Yeah, very difficult challenge for him to kind of conquer right now, and we're seeing what he can do with it, and he's certainly not underperforming in a huge way, but certainly not hitting the mark that they want him to. Gab on the right side of the map, very far away from home. There's the banish, there's the hit from Freya. Freya not looking for Hoonbots.
Athena's coming.
There goes Athena, ultimate on top. Freya has the ultimate as well if she wants to go over there. I'm sorry, the ultimate's down. There's the crack coming out. Big damage there, double kill coming out. Dover dropping very low here. There goes the kill on Silent. Now looking for the follow-up here on Fexes, forcing him back to the lane. Half Devil's here, looking for the taunt. The silence comes out, nowhere to go. Needs a rollout, needs some kind of escape, needs to get away. There's the Spirit Ball. There goes the ultimate. The pop's gonna come soon here. There goes the hit. Half Devil gets the kill there. Now Thormod is in the fight, looking for the follow-up here. Silent forced out completely. Half Devil dashes away, and that is going to be a big, big victory for C9.
Yeah, Cloud9 now 4-1 in terms of kills. Midcamp has spawned. They're going to contest them at the moment. Spirit Ball goes out, resets both of them, forces them out of it. Hercules looking for it. He actually does land a nice combination. And now Half Devil's in trouble, but he is Athena after all. He's very tanky. And all the CC is down, so he will escape from that one. And like you said, Cloud9 come out on top. And that was, I felt overall that that was going to be big pickups for Fexes there with that Kraken, but not to be.
Not to be. The Kraken did a lot of damage there. The Tidal Surge was what they cleaned it up. The Whirlpool Kraken is enough combination to clean that fight up. It seemed like Bloodytech had a good initiation there, but with Freya damage, and of course Humbot's getting a little bit too deep, he actually took too many shots there. Now, one thing that's interesting about Suntouch's build right now is he's actually rushing Demonic Grip instead of getting boots first. So low mobility, but a lot of single target damage. At this point, Suntouch is basically saying, hey, I may not be very mobile, but if you decide to fight me, I'm going to be hitting very hard.
Yeah, he is, and he just forced a blink out of Geb early on, and when he tried to do the whoop onto him to banish him away from the opportunity, Geb nearly got caught out of position on the rotation from Suntouch there. But Suntouch, he's really strong right now. Level 10, second highest in the game. Only him and Sayo are above that level 10 threshold right now. And if they can start doing rotations together, that's going to cause some big issues for Bloodytech.
Issues on the left side. Look at the follow-up here. He's going to backflip away. There goes that taunt. There goes the shield as well. Not taking any damage at all. Frezzy not only shields, but blocks the follow-up basic attack. And So Beautiful will come through. But because of the shield, she took no damage.
Talking about the rotation, Sayo and Suntouch on the warpath, possibly trying to look for something. Just going to pop a ward down. Suntouch sees. Flex has in mid. Will he get a good banish off? No, he will not. And now he's just going to help burst down the lane in the middle. As we see Dover rotating over, the Spirit Ball goes out, and everybody just backs away for the time being.
Hercules on the right side, going to be pushing his wave up. Here comes Tyr joining back up, though. Look at the goal between the two. We do see Thormod currently sitting at 4,300 gold. Across the way, Tyr is at 4,600, so a 300 gold deficit between the two characters in that solo lane. As far as the Hunters go, we're going to see Clueless Moex on 4,500 gold. There was Young Bay playing Impala at 47, so 200 gold between the two. It seems like C9 is getting a little bit of a strong lead here. It's not insurmountable. It's about 2,000 right now, but 2,000 at 9 minutes is a lot.
Yeah, it can make a big difference in the teamfights. We'll see how it plays out, though, if we actually do get to a teamfight stage. As Half Devil looks for some aggression again, the taunt actually lands onto Geb, and he gets the one that gets poked down as Moex backflip down. Meanwhile, though, in the solo lane, we can see some aggression. The Hombats is in there as well. As his Sunshine gets knocked into tower range, he's going to have the Valkyrie available. Will he use it? He probably will do sooner rather than later. He's trying to block the World Weaver. Gets blocked out from mid lane, I think. In that one, as the mid lane aggression comes out as the taunt lands into Geb. Geb's in trouble. He uses the Cataclysm, not going to secure the kill, even though the Kraken comes out as well. Another pickup for Cloud9.
Big pickup there. We saw the Neath ultimate almost shot out, but it tended to be a little bit more defensive there on that one, shooting it on Apollo, taking some major damage on him, forcing him down about half HP, but Apollo was able to serenade and dash away on the left side of the map. Mid lane diving, you're looking for Vexes, can't get the distance. Spirit Ball pops to clear the wave, now going back over to the front side of the mid lane. Homebot's on his way over to defend that tower in his absence, but very aggressive chance here for C9 if they want to go for it. We do see Moex in the area, but what can he do?
Well, Young Bay's late coming over to this, and Suntouch is getting low. The God Fury is doing a lot of work. He uses the Valkyries to try and burst it down. This is a great decision from Cloud9. That is amazing play. Being able to burst that down before Bloodytech could even collapse. Great rotation from them.
Big pickup there. I mean, that's going to put them even further ahead, and that's the kind of thing that makes top-tier teams even more potent, is that if you give a small window, they're going to get a lot for it. Like gold 3, 1,500 gold added to the total here for C9. The mid camp has been leached twice now. C9 and Bloodytech fighting back and forth, but Fex is going to be able to clear that one out himself. Isis, played by Sayo, realizing that he just doesn't have any cooldowns left. He's going to head on home. Almost done with that rod, though. Just picking up tier 2, he's at 64 gold, so just about 1,300 more gold, and he'll have a rod completed. I imagine it'll be done by around 13, maybe 14 minutes into the game.
And looking at the solo lane again, I love what NQ has done. He's decided to pick up that mystical mail to allow him to get some sustainability against Hercules and be able to just help him clear the wave more effectively, as well as put out free damage consistently during team fights for free. That's what I love about mystical mail. It'll also help him, you know, against when he wants to trade and stand and bang with that Hercules.
Mid lane looks like we've made a point of contestation here between the two. Overhand smashing through and they force that ward away. We have a little balloon and a little set of eyeballs right next to each other as that balloon does end up popping and falling to the ground. Sayo is going to be holding down the mid lane, but here comes a rotation from Suntouch. See if he can't get some damage out on the side yet again. Will they go for it? Half Devil does have the protection, but there goes the double taunt. Needs a ban in, Spears and immediately does not want to get caught.
Yeah, the banish comes out as well, but Frezzy's not going to be the focus for that one. They're not going to be able to burst him down time. Dover's here now, though, and he's going aggressive, trying to zone them away. He's not going to pop the Furno either, though. Chooses not to. Good decision from him. But a good rotation from Cloud9, but good response from Bloodytech, immediately rotating back over with Dover.
Hercules was attempting to rotate over, but it really couldn't get over in time. It was just all over before it even began. No follow-up initiation from either team just yet. Athena making her way back over to the left side of the map as Youngbei is actually having trouble boxing here with Neef, but to be expected. Neef is very good at boxing against other hunters, and while Neef is getting the damage out on Apollo, Apollo is actually out farming the Neef.
Yeah, so I was got to be careful in middle lane. He was trying to get collapse on them, but a nice silence saves him. But yeah, as you say, you know, Youngbei, he's going to have a bit of trouble against Neef in that lane. But the longer this game goes on, the more effective Youngbei will be because of his split push ability available to him with that across the skies and be able to rotate to teamfights a lot quicker than just a World Weaver. That is what Neef can give to that.
You see left side, the box contest coming through here to Apollo, not getting the benefit of that stack, but again, the goal between the two is about 1,000. Huge separation in goal between the two. Individual goal. Oh, mid lane. Coming out. They're looking for Sile. Purification basically pop. Beer. There's the ball. There's the taunt. There's the ult. There's the needle to come through as well. Sile going to be blocked here. Going to hit him. There's the damage as he went through. Half double and finished him off. Here's Tier. Blink. Ult. Fearless shouldn't actually be able to land here because the shield prevented. He still went through it though.
Big shield overall from Geb there coming out to actually make sure that was just a 1-for-1 trade. So neither team come out in control, but this they do is Cloud9 going to take away the damage camp. There's not a whole lot Hercules can do here, so he's going to have to back away as Geb rolls in late to the party once again. He should have brought more balloons with him. He would have been able to see what was going on.
Seeing is believing here as the vision will prevent any more sneaks of Gold Fury or Fire Giant for that matter. Any kind of risky business going on in the jungle will be spotted out. Damage up was stolen away by C9. They didn't even pick it up. They didn't even want it. They just said, hey, let's put this on the ground because then Bloodytech can't have it. And that's working so well. Hercules just ulted a whole wave to clear this out of his tower, but that could be a big deficit for him. There's the taunt, but no follow-up.
No, because Geb was waiting on the wings, and that was really nicely spotted out by Cloud9 due to that ward they had placed. Gave him the vision to see Dover and Geb both waiting for the region. So Hercules did a good job in that situation overall.
Being patient here back into the match. Game number 3 is underway between Bloodytech and C9 right here, right now. As it stands, C9 is in a 3,300 gold lead and a 4,100 experience lead to boot, and they are pretty happy about it. Controlling this early game is going to make very, very big difference.
Yeah, if they can continue to do this throughout the game, though, they can just slowly apply the pressure that they need to take this one out. But Cloud9, as we know, they like to keep being aggressive over and over again and try and snowball it further and harder together. So we'll see if they can do that as time goes on, or if they're going to try and play it a little bit safer and just keep taking these small wins they keep getting.
Small wins add up to big wins here. Right side, we see Tier pushing Thormod out of the lane. We do actually see that Moex is going to change his build up a bit. He's actually going to go for the Chin's Blades this time around and see if he wants to go for it. You know, honestly, the damage is going to be huge. The Gold Fury is about to respawn. It looks like they're already grouping up in front of the Gold Fury for C9. If they get a pick or two, that would guarantee the Gold Fury here. Oh, Moex getting greedy. There goes the damage. The Banish is going to miss down. Look for the follow-up here. No shots missed, actually hit at all. Dover forced back. Gumballs do damage, but they can't hit anything.
Yeah, if you don't land the gumball, then it's not going to do any damage at all. So overall, Cloud9 going to try and rotate for the Gold Fury. Possibly the whole team is here other than NQ, who's keeping Hercules busy in that solo lane. And at the time being, Bloodytech finally starting to group up, but the ward's covering it. Oh, Banish misses again from Suntouch, but Dover's taking a bit of poke damage. Spirit Ball misses as well. Suntouch is taking the most of the poke so far. Still has the Valkyrie available, though, so he should be okay. And that Circle of Protection, rather, comes out and does some nice heals from Sio to keep Suntouch going.
A lot of ultimates still available here if they want to commit. Just look if they want to
commit just
yet here. They're going to start it up, but C9's in the area. Look for the 3-man taunt. Look for the hit. Look for the damage here. The Spirit Ball still available. Whirlpool on the ground. Going to do some major damage there, but not enough. Gab dropping low. Spirit Ball gets a double kill for Sio. There goes the follow-up. Youngbei lands down on the ground. Look for the follow-up here onto Moex. He's knocked up. He's got nowhere to go. Whirlpool on the ground, but there's a Kraken available, but actually didn't see an opportunity to use it there. The Gold Fury's going to go for free. But not just for free. They get 3 kills on top.
Yeah, and look at this on the right-hand side. Hercules can't even get to the tower yet. You're already going to see Sio rotating over here to defend this one. He's got to be a bit careful, a bit more respect of Hercules if he goes in. But Herc already backing out. So big win for Cloud9 yet again. That's going to push their gold lead just under 6,000, and their experience lead is nearly 9,000 now.
huge, absolutely huge, and that's really what's going to make a difference for them. If they can keep getting the gap ahead without committing too hard, eventually the gap's going to be so big that Bloodytech won't be able to deal with it. 6,000 gold, 8,800 experience. C9 is looking more like the top tier team we expected them to be, and less like the team we've been watching over the last 2 weeks or so. There goes the right side, pushing up against Hercules. Hercules having trouble keeping up with the push from Sayo now, as the mid is going to be taken over by Imagine Tier if they want to go back over. Poseidon's pushing pretty hard.
Yeah, Poseidon is pushing pretty hard in that middle. Athena's there to protect for the time being, though. And I think this wave clear not too bad at this stage of the game. Once she starts getting a few points into that wave clear ability, her 3, it allows a lot for her to just be able to sustain the lane in the most part. She'll be quite happy for the XP while she leaves Youngbei off to farm that solo, the duo lane once again.
We see them kind of controlling the map, wards being placed down in very specific areas.
Fight the blue.
Rotations. The blue is being started up here. Humbot's deciding if he wants to go in or not. Hercules is there.
Sure.
There goes the Fearless. The Fearless forces the leash, though, and they're going to back off.
So they don't get anything out of that, really, Cloud9, other than the presence to give them away. Meanwhile, on the other side, Moex could be caught out of position here. The taunt goes out from Half Devil, and the blue buff, I believe, was stolen away by Half Devil. He's not going to stick around to pick it up, though.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's good enough to steal away from Neath. That way that buff is just gone, gets golden experience, but also prevents Neath from having the CDR, the free CDR, and the mana regeneration. And honestly, at this point, Neath's going to be able to sustain herself on the mana that she has now. This is more just the CDR that she get for free, more ultimates, more
right.
roots. Left side initiation as well, rotation right.
Ooh.
Both fights going on simultaneously. Moex being boxed here by Youngbei.
Moex is in trouble!
Kill. One more shot will do it. Moex going down, back over the fight on the right side. We do see Dover forced out as Sayo tries to rotate. Spirit Ball is available if they want to go for it. Hercules is back towards his tower. Mid lane is being pushed out as well, but Moex getting soloed there.
Yeah, he was. Sayo's trying to look for more aggression with the Wingus in middle lane, trying to push this tower down. Meanwhile, Youngbei going to get some free split push time available now that he took down Moex. That's really important to them as well, that if Moex is now winning this lane in the straight 1v1 matchup, they're going to have to send somebody else over to deal with Youngbei driver. And who's it going to be?
It's tough to choose. It's really tough to choose because you don't want to give up too much time because they have to basically get as much gold onto the map as they can. They're running on borrowed time here. Every second that goes by, there goes the initiation. The Spirit Ball way too far away as Hatfiddle jumps in, but the left tower is being forced away. Geb comes in trying to save the day, but his push is just not as strong. Youngbei might even still commit to the tower. Indeed, he is. There goes the Serenade for protections. Popped up, still looking for the tower. Good blocks from Geb, preventing it from being destroyed here, and Youngbei has to retreat. Smart play.
Yep. Has to retreat for the time being. We did see Athena was used then as well by Half Devil to protect Sayo, who nearly got caught out of position by Dover in the jungle. And on top of that as well, Beads was used on Poseidon thanks to that taunt from Athena. So Half Devil's having a good impact on this game today. I feel like he's played pretty well overall. His Kumbhakana play has been pretty strong. And now he's showing his Athena play. And he's 1-0-5 right now. There's a great taunt again onto Dover, who's caught out. But behind him, he does have the backup of Poseidon. The aggression is onto Sayo. There's the Fear No Evil. Immediate combat blink from Sayo. Very, very important there.
Forcing them away, the mid camps go down in response. There goes the ultimate from Apollo from above. There goes the whoop as well on top of Frezzy. Frezzy gonna drop very low here. Whirlpool on the ground, roll out on the ground. One more shot from Freya, finishes him up. Sometimes gets the kill there on top. Now Humbot's is here. Humbot's does not have an ultimate available though, cannot commit. The Kraken is here available. FX once again, Moex gets soloed on the left side there. Or, I'm sorry, duoed in the left side there. Honestly, I haven't seen a whole lot of Krakens from Fexes.
No, I haven't really as well. It feels like he's trying to hold on to him, and it's not seems to be paying off for his team. I think he's looking for the big group ups, and the combination of him and the Cataclysm from Geb has not really been on par today. They've not had the opportunity to do so. Cloud9 are just starting to rip this one apart here. 12-2. Gold and experience 9,000 and 12,500, and Cloud9 really want this win this week.
Right side, we see Tier versus Hercules here. 2-level deficit between the two. Hercules is struggling to keep him. That's the hardest part, right? Is Hercules just locked in this. If I were Hercules, I would just let this tower go and start joining my team to assist. He's just letting this go for too long. 500 gold is not worth it. That's 100 gold per person in the enemy team. That's not going to make that big of a difference as it would if Hercules was not in the fight. Now, granted, if he can keep Tier on the right side, he allows his team an even 4v4, but you have to kind of measure it out, right? Is Hercules' assistance going to be worth the joining of Tier into the fight, and can he leave his team to their own devices for the time being? Because so far it's just not working out.
I mean, also on top of that, if you watch these fights, keep an eye on this right-hand lane, because all the time NQ is the first to rotate over when these fights break out, and finally Hercules does get over there to join in as well. It's been a bit of an issue for them in that solo lane, and C9 seem to have an answer to this Hercules pick that everyone's been raving about.
Well, Hercules has not been a part of a single kill. He's 0, 1, and 0. He has not been a part of a single kill. Granted, there's only been 2 on Bloodytech, but he has not been part of either of them. He just has never really been part of a fight, realistically. He's just been defending this tower, and honestly, it's not worth it. I would just let it die, let it explode, give the 500 gold away, and start joining his team to assist. That's right, let it go.
Yep, let it go. But now that it looks like they're going to try and collapse and look for an opportunity here at Cloud9, they're rotating round into the right-hand side of the enemy jungle. Who are they going to catch out? Well, Dover nearly gets caught, has to leap away. The taunt is on to Fexes into the banish, and immediately the beads is used. So once again, beads burn, and it's used defensively over and over again, which obviously that's what it's there for. But burning it so early means that every single time Fexes has to be so careful until he's back off cooldown and being caught out of position.
Now the rotation comes over to the Fire Giant. That's going to be the next point of contention.
Really
animation that's going through there. Go initiation in the mid lane, looking for the kill on Youngbei. Youngbei forced away, dashing away from that. The Kraken gets used on nothing. Youngbei is still fighting for his life as Moex goes in on the kill, trying to find him. Youngbei is still alive, still fighting for his life. There goes the ultimate, going to buy some time, but not enough. And now they're going to go jumping back into the fight here. The Fire Giant is still available, though.
Meanwhile, though, Formadex does go down, as does the tower in the right-hand lane, so Cloud9 win on that. Again, the objective and a kill for a kill, definitely worthwhile in the grand scheme of things, and already you can see Cloud9 is starting to eye up this Fire Giant. As you said, it's an opportunity for them now. I don't feel Fexes feels very comfortable in this game. Something seems off with him. I'm not sure what.
Right side, the blue buff is being taken by NQ. There's not a whole lot that Poseidon and Geb can do about it, as they really don't want to commit to this or even use any cooldowns on it, given the fact that Tyr is actually quite tanky. Starting with that Mystical Mail, and then of course has the Jotun's Wrath for low CDR, or low CD, because of CDR I should say, and he'll be able to dash away very quickly and effectively. Bloodytech's going to start the Fire Giant. I don't know if I agree with this here.
I don't
very
know
great, but half Devil's in the area. There's the Spirit Ball. There's the damage. Silence with the Purification Beats popped up on the top of the one. Geb now trying to get out of dodge on the right side, but he's got nowhere to go. Four-man Cataclysm forces him out. There goes the Fearless into the dunk, right into the hole here. The Man Cave is taken down as Geb goes through. Needs ultimate going to land on top. Hoombot's ultimate damage is coming out. NQ dropping low. Poseidon coming out here as well. Has no Kraken. No ultimates available on the side of Bloodytech. They've got no cooldowns to blow here. Half Devil getting low. There goes the Rock completely missing on top of that one.
Youngbei's here.
On the side. There's a Youngbei on top. Moex going down. There goes the Kraken. Not getting the kill. Sio does go down. Vexus goes down in response. Thormod, the last man standing. He's got nowhere to go. The dash, the hit. Youngbei gets the kill. Deicide is going out. And Fire Giant is the next point for them to go for.
Raise your Cloud9s right now in chat, guys, because it looks like Cloud9 are going to take this one by the scruff of the neck for sure. As this Fire Giant goes down, there's only 2 towers remaining, 3 Phoenixes left standing. But that fight went so well for Cloud9. They engaged in a 4v5. Youngbei wasn't even there to fight that one. And then he finally turned up and helped secure the kills. Great fight from Bloodytech's point of view as well, though. They did a good job of turning it around, but once Youngbei turned up, made it a 5v5, his damage really had an influence in it once again. 18-5 in favor of Cloud9, 19,000 experience, 12,000 in gold. Cloud9 are looking good.
Honestly, a beautiful play by C9 across the board. Geb had a fantastic initiation, but no one was there to capitalize on it. The Fire Giant was the next point. As far as who got it there, I mean, 3 players on C9 is better than none, and so Fire Giant will go to NQ, Youngbei, and Half Devil, Suntouch, and Sio. In fact, the 2 strongest damage dealers, or burst damage dealers, let's just say, on the side of C9 do not have the buff, but at the same time, that is no longer a point of contention that they have to worry about. Bloodytech now has no way to clear that gap for a while. They have to wait for the Fire Giant buff to fall off, and turtle. At this point, with 13,000 in the hole, the Fire Giant buff on C9, or 3 members of C9, and the map control in favor of C9, Bloodytech has to play this very, very carefully because they're treading on hollow ground.
Well, they're going to have to play it carefully, but in the meantime, this mid tower is definitely going to drop down. Big shout out to Half Devil, who's currently sat 2-0 in 11 right now, not died at all, and had a big impact with these taunts, forcing beads all day long. He's going to look to pressure this Phoenix in. There's a blinking Cataclysm, lands onto 3 members. Where's the Kraken? There's no Kraken. I still don't see the Kraken in the taunt, and the beads is forced as well onto him. There's the Fear No Evil coming out. Where's the damage going to come from? The Excavate comes out, not going to hit many targets whatsoever. Youngbei secures the Hercules there, and now Suntouch still going aggressive. He's tanking up, pops the Valkyrie. This Phoenix still up. Now it goes down, and Cloud9 looking to clean up. It looks like they could actually win this one. There's the Kraken finally securing one on the backside. Dover picking that one up on Half Devil for his first death of the game. Dover gets a nice dribble. He's going to drop 2. Nicely done from him. Can they end here? Does somebody have to sing? I don't think so just yet. 22-7. C9 are in control.
Spirit Ball.
Good juke.
Youngbei.
Gonna pick it up.
That is an unofficial quadra kill for Young Bay, getting 4 kills in that last game. Is Deicide coming out. The next spawn will be in 10 seconds. Can they get the wave? Young Bay's single target damage is huge. They lost Sayo, but do they need it? The Titan is taking so much damage here. The single target hit, he's hitting for 400 per shot, plus the extra damage coming out from the chin size. It's amazing. Down on top of the Titan's going to be falling down here. This could be the end. 23-8, 26 minutes and 38 seconds into the match. C9 takes the series 2-1 against Bloodytech EU, getting first place today. But not only that, they are now the #1 first place seeded team across the European region. Cloud9 HyperX shoots ahead of TSM. A beautiful play today. And so looking into this one, the damage has been dealt. C9 fought hard. Bloodytech fought hard. They earned their spot in the top here. But I'm excited to see the highlights.
No longer the bridesmaids, now the brides. And that is the end of this week's tournament, Dry Bear. But Cloud9 coming out on top in terms of position and in this week's SWC. Coming up next, guys, you're going to be able to see all the highlights from today's action. I hope you enjoyed the time you spent with me and Dry Bear, my amazingly gorgeous, beautiful lipstick co-caster. I just thought to compliment you, you know.
Well, we're all set for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You'll see us tomorrow. You'll see us next weekend. I'm excited. I want it to happen now. Next weekend on Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern will be the start time for the North American region for the Smite World Championship Series Qualifiers week number 6. This was number 5 completed now. The day after on Sunday will be 9 a.m. Eastern, the start of the European side of things for week number 6. Thank you so much for tuning in today. For everyone on the staff, the moderation team, the admin staff, the production team, and all you out there in chat, we'll see you when we see you. Enjoy the highlights.
Bye-bye. Do you want to build a snowman?